Yes, people, welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my two regular co-hosts, JV. I'm Mr. I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life. Stro, first and foremost, JV, what you telling me? You good?
Yo, I'm good, man. More than good. Got my little lemon and ginger here. You get me? I'm just chilling out. Nice.
And Stro, can you hear us? Stro is joining us via the StreamYard link. People, can you hear us, Stro?
Yeah, man, what's good?
Excellent, man. I'm just glad you can hear us and everything good. Stro will be back in the studio with us next week, but this is From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, where we discuss all the Premier League results from the weekend. But it seems there's football every day, so the results from the weekend and during the week also, and there's always plenty to talk about. If you're watching via the Pi Radio YouTube right now, make sure you like the video, make sure you share it across all your socials, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell when you do. If you're watching on the Pi Radio Facebook, make sure you like and share the video. If you're watching on the Pi Radio Twitter, it's cool. If you're watching on the Pi Radio Twitter, make sure you like the tweet, retweet, and follow Pi Radio as well on there. All right, I think there's only one place to start. The big game from the weekend that turned out to be a dull draw.
Big only in name.
Yeah.
Only in name was that
big only in name, but I wasn't shocked because that's how most Manchester United Liverpool games go at Anfield, if I remember correctly. Whether Liverpool win or Manchester United win, it's never really action-packed, and it's normally only 2 or 3 goals in the game in total. So we'll start with you, JV. What was your thoughts on the game? Yeah, we'll go there. What was your thoughts on the actual game itself?
That actual game of football is something which does my head in about the big games in the Premier League.
Okay,
I'd say for the past few years now, we don't tend to get many blockbusters when the big teams come out. And I think it's where it's a sign of where it's heading with the managers being a lot more, well, there you go. This is what it is. A lot of the managers at the big teams now, if you look at it, are quite inexperienced. So I think this is where it might be coming from, that we don't really have those type of games anymore. Everyone's quite cautious. Nobody basically wants to get beat.
Yeah.
Like, I think once upon a time, the big games would be, you'd go put out a message. I think a lot of the big managers just don't want to get beat now for the big teams. So I think, you know what it is? It's kind of going back to how it was when Fergie was the manager. Not just Fergie, but that era where Fergie tended to, like I've always said, batter everyone else.
Yeah.
And then,
be cautious away from home.
Yeah, cautious against the big teams away from home. Try and beat him at home. And then that probably gets you the title. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was done because I think the league was a different place back then. I don't actually think the managers do need to be like that nowadays. So yeah, it's one of them. I think they just need to just
These are just what you seem like you want to get something off your chest.
Yeah, they just need to just start going for games. It's you'd get more respect getting beat if you went for it.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So yeah, the overall game was dead, bro. It was dead. It was one of them where I normally like to set the scene when I watch the match. I have my mood light in the red lights and that, and the lights off and that. Man's got to watch the match with the light on now because man's looking to fall asleep in some of these big matches nowadays. But yeah, I'm not really too. You know what? We're still top
of the league.
You know what I'm saying? We still got more points than them. For how long? That's a different matter. But if he now goes into the rest of the season and tries to batter everyone else, which I don't think he will, but if he did, then that's a good result.
It would make more sense.
Yes.
I hear you. Stro, give us the viewpoint from a Liverpool fan perspective. Like, how was you feeling going into the game, and what was your thoughts on the game overall? How did it play out? How it played out?
First and foremost, when I seen Henderson at centre back, I wanted to throw Balotelli out the window. I was so annoyed because I said this on Saeed's show. The Van Dijk injury isn't that big of an injury in terms of it's not had a defensive impact on us. Fabinho's gone there and looked like he's one of arguably the top 2 centre-backs in the league. He's been phenomenal. My issue is playing Henderson there is we lose something in terms of midfield with regards to sustaining attacks. And I looked at your attack and I was thinking, if he goes with the lineup I expected him to go, Cavani, a Rashford from the left, and a Martial, for example, I was nervous because I thought this is the best opportunity for Manchester United to come to Anfield and pick up a point. It is a much better point for us than it is for you. Much better point. You let us right off the hook, and which is what I don't understand. We were there for the taking, and you should have beat us. We were there for the taking. Come half time, you could see that we were huffing and puffing in the first 25 minutes. Firmino's just been Firmino. He's just gone back to Firmino again. His finishing was awful. His decision-making was questionable. The one where Mane gets put through, he slides it back to Firmino when he entered the box. Bit of composure, just roll it to Robertson in front of him and let him run on and hit it. Thiago, for the first 25 minutes, I loved watching him, but he's still adapting. He's not fully fit, and you could see that. We were there for the taking. If Solskjaer would have gone for it, he would have picked up 3 points, and I genuinely believe that. And what I mean by his let us off the hook is we've got players coming back. We're not in anywhere near great form like you are, but we're still there or thereabouts. So what happens when we hit form? For me, that was an opportunity for you to kick on, put a bit of distance between us and you, and end our record at home, which psychologically would have dealt a massive blow.
True.
Dreadful game. But if you, at the beginning, if you'd have said, look at United's attack, who they've got, the form that they're in, you're playing Henderson at centre-back, would you have took a point? I'd have snatched your hand off. I really would have, because I genuinely felt like if you'd have gone for it, you'd have got all 3 points.
And here's the thing on that. You touched on it there. It's a better point for Liverpool than it is Manchester United. Normally, that's said from the supporters on whichever team is away from home. So the fact that you're saying that and it was at Anfield tells you what you need to know. Is Manchester United going away to Anfield, no matter what form Liverpool are in, whether they're challenging or not? It's always a good result for Manchester United to get a point there. So this is why I'm always content with a point there. But context matters. Look at the Liverpool team look at the Liverpool 11 that was put out there. You had 2 central midfielders playing at centre-back. Your midfield 3, there wasn't one DM. So why Ollie hasn't gone for it either late, when it's 0-0, 65 minutes, 70 minutes to go, or gone for it from the jump, I have no idea. And this is the issues I have with this manager. And people get this mistaken as well. Just because Manchester United are top of the league and we're top of the form table for the last year or whatever it is, doesn't mean you can't be improved upon. Just because you're the best doesn't mean you can't ask for improvements, because that's how you don't get complacent. So when people are like, give Ollie credit, yeah, I give him credit for being top of the league. Yes, I give him credit for the form table, but we can still be better. And the fact that we can still be better is shown in that game right there. I think I said this last week, and I've said this on all of the platforms I'm on. The reason why Manchester United can't win this league title is simply because this manager is not good enough. And when I say this manager is not good enough, is because when it comes to key decisions, he's going to get more wrong than he gets right.
Not even gonna, he is.
He is, and this is what I'm saying. And it's a continued pattern. This is why I don't get mad when I see Ollie do things that's not good enough, because this manager's skill set, he's not good enough for what we want and what we require. The league is there for
crazy.
Go on, family.
No, do you know what's crazy? Specifically, so I noticed something, right? After the first 25, 30 minutes, United started getting a foothold in the game. Did you notice why?
Go on. Because Thiago faded.
No. Pogba, on his own back, started to drift inside. So we started to pick up the pockets of space that Foden did against us. For example, when we got beat 4-0 last season, towards the end after we'd won the title. In between the full-back, the centre-back, but deeper, which meant that Robertson didn't know if he was going, which meant that Henderson, who was playing on the left, which he switched, by the way, I don't know if you noticed that as well. Normally, Fabinho's been playing Van Dijk's left centre-back. Henderson was on the right. I didn't notice
until you said, but yeah, go on, continue.
But obviously, because Rashford, we thought Rashford was going to play for the left, he swapped Henderson on purpose because he knew that defensively Robertson was going to be better for Henderson to cover, and Fabinho's an unbelievable centre-back, so he put him on the right. As soon as I spotted that, I knew why he did it. But as I was saying, Pogba drifted in, which meant that Henderson didn't know whether he should go to him, and Robertson didn't know whether he should go to him, so he was cheating. But what did that give Manchester United? The outball that they craved for the first half an hour, because you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And for that 15 minutes, you started to get a hold of the game, and you started to come into it, and you started to make chances. Luke Shaw, that unbelievable run, and you started to have a real impact on the game. This is where the problem lay. Come the second half, and then you literally see it on the TV. Solskjaer ushering Pogba back out wide, and it's like, no. Do you not see the impact he's just had in the last 15 minutes? Why just leave him there? Because we don't know what to do defensively, because we've got a centre-back who's a centre midfielder who doesn't know positionally if he should go with him or not. So that's creating issues there. What that's also doing is it's then leaving space for the likes of Bruno Fernandes and stuff like that. Just leave him where he was. And that was mind-boggling to me, the fact that he just didn't leave him. And playing Pogba on the right, I'm sorry, it's
we going to get into that. This guy decided at Anfield to play a front three in positions we've not seen before. We've never seen Pogba on the right wing, but he decided to play Pogba on the right wing, Rashford up top by himself away at Anfield.
There you go.
And it's not even shot. I should be on here screwing about that still now.
The maddest. I'll put it to you like this. Pogba is the informed player going into this match. What manager gets his informed player and plays him in a position he's never played before in his career?
Yeah.
And what can you expect from him? For me, if you wanted to play one of them midfielders on the right, it's Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno's out of form. Bruno's been out of form. If anything, I would have Pogba in that position where he's drifted into, where if we're being honest, in the past few matches, I don't know if it's the manager or not. I'd probably say it's not the manager, but I think in the past few matches, we've seen Bruno drop back a little bit and Pogba go past him. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, if anyone was to get played out of position, it should have been Bruno, because he's been very much out of form. If there was any reasoning to do that.
And I was just about to get to the reasoning, adding on top of what you've already said, the reason why he said he put Pogba out on the right wing is to do a job on Robertson. So not only adding on to everything you said there, you've took arguably your most best attacking player to do a defensive job on a team's fullback.
How
that in itself is criminal. If you want to stop Robertson, cool. Don't use Pogba for that job. Use a if you really wanted to use a Dan James for that job. Use a Bruno for that job. Even though I wouldn't like to see Bruno or Dan James doing it, because if you have the ball, they're worried about you. They literally had two defenders on the pitch. They had two defensive players on the pitch in terms of actual defenders. They had a left back and a right back. And we all know how Trent has not been on form recently, and it's suspect defensively. He cost them the goal against Southampton. Was that not Liverpool's games before?
Yep.
And we just didn't add any pressure to them.
But you know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and make this the United's missed opportunity. That's Liverpool's missed opportunity as well.
Go on, different. Go on.
Do you know why? Because if we then look at all these things, what we're saying, then where were Liverpool yesterday? If we had our best player played out of, fair enough, they had two players out of position. We had our best player playing in a position he's never played before. Yeah? But one of our best players, we had then our other best player, Bruno, out of form. Rashford, clearly you've seen, out of form. Yeah? So we can sit here and say all these players are out of sorts, but this is Man United's fault that the game was boring. No, as much as I would say Klopp's missed a fantastic chance there, because he could have yesterday made an incredible statement. He's missed an opportunity to shut us up and further then put a dent in Ollie's mentality going forward for the rest of the season. Now Ollie, see, like, if now we then go on to do something this season, that looks like an excellent point for United, not for Liverpool. That's a missed. As much as we can sit here, and this is me being a football neutral here.
Yeah.
I'm with my neutral head on, because obviously as a Man United fan, I'm disgusted. But I mean, I look at that and I think, but wait, you've had a lot of chances. They had a lot of maybe not clear cut, but
they had half chances.
They had half chances, but they had half chances with better players. So half chances with better players. Are you telling me that Luke Shaw yesterday turned into prime Paolo Maldini? No. As much as Shaw was good, Salah was not on it.
Yeah, Salah wasn't. But the thing is, Liverpool's, like you spoke about Manchester United players being out of form, and I'm not sure of Rashford's numbers. I know Bruno has been. Their players have been out of form. I don't think their front three scored in however long is it? Like, is it 3 games or 4 games? You've
done 3 games, and this is the point that I was making. You look specifically at the Van Dijk injury. moving Henderson and Fabinho out of that position means we can't sustain attacks now. Salah and Mane were getting a lot more opportunities and a lot more clear-cut opportunities because we were smothering teams. We were moving the ball quick. We were knocking it out wide. We were sustaining attacks better, which meant that there was gaps where them two could run into and they'd find a one-on-one. They'd have the opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've not had that for the past 4 or 5 games. You've seen that. It's clear and obvious. Teams are starting to break through us, which I've not seen for 2 years because we've not got the structured midfield where we can sustain attacks. We had half chances. At no point did we have a clear-cut chance. The one chance which I thought should have been done better was Firmino's. If that falls to Mane, Mane swings his left foot at it and anything can happen. You go across goal. The fact he tried to cut inside is criminal. Our best chances fell to Firmino, who's not really been in great form this season. Jerry scored 5 goals. He looked okay in his gameplay for the past couple of games, but our front three's not been at it because as a team we're so disjointed because of the personnel switching in. Henderson playing out of position, and that's why Trent's not playing his best form. Yeah, he's had COVID. Yeah, he's had an injury, but he doesn't look the same when Henderson's not next to him, and that's a big problem for us.
I get what you're saying. Nah, it makes sense, and I think both teams are having issues. Like you spoke on there on Liverpool, you've drew your last 4, been out of sorts, out of form. I think Manchester United, the reason why even as a neutral fan, if you're looking at it, it's a great result if you're a Manchester City. But even from a neutral, you're thinking, could Klopp really have done more with the players out of form? Maybe. Should United have done better? Yes. But the reason why you give Klopp less stick is because people don't seem to understand this. When people talk about Fergie and Klopp and Pep, these managers have what I call money in the bank because they've been successful in the past for these teams. True. So the fact that Klopp has won a Premier League and a Champions League in his last 2 years gives you leeway in most Liverpool fans' minds when he makes incorrect decisions or bad decisions because more often than not he gets it right. Same way with Pep and Manchester City. If you look at Manchester City's title defense last season, if that's not Pep, people are screwing.
But what I would say is,
go on.
Maybe that may be more so back in the day.
Yeah.
But we are now in the most fickle.
Oh yeah, we are
fan. We are era. Mm-hmm. So even though it's money in the bank, there'll be a lot of Liverpool fans who will be absolutely fuming they didn't win. Because if you really do look at it, as much I seen a stat yesterday, yeah, and everyone else this season, out of the big teams, bar Tottenham and United are down on points from where they were.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
City, if they win their next game because they got a game in hand, they'll be on the same. But I've seen what you were saying.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, as much as we can sit here and we can say United played poorly, but Liverpool this and that. If you really look at the fact that United didn't trouble Liverpool's defense properly, then if we didn't trouble their defense properly, and if you look at that match and Van Dijk's playing instead, what would be their excuse? If that's the performance, if that's how they perform with Van Dijk, what would be their excuse? The only excuse is that Van Dijk wasn't there, but that wasn't any factor in the match.
Yeah, that wasn't a factor. I think this is just Liverpool out of form. But from what I've spoke to with Stroh, James said the same thing. Shout out James Redmond and other Liverpool fans. They're not on Klopp's case about this. They're saying the players have been underperforming. Yes, the manager has to be held accountable for team performances, but they're saying the players like getting on Salah for not making runs, getting on Mane for not making runs. Firmino has been getting a lot of critique. Jota is where Klopp gets issues because Jota got injured playing in a meaningless game that Klopp shouldn't have played it in, but that's by the by.
If you look at that match yesterday, here's where I'm trying to go. If you look at that match yesterday, 60 minutes in, 70 minutes in, as much as we're screaming for for us to make changes, Klopp could have won that match. Klopp could have easily done something to win that match yesterday, and there's no talk of it because he had 2 centre-backs out. Yes, he did, but them centre-backs were not a factor in the match.
They were a factor. I think, people were just looking at his attacking options like there isn't, and people also look at his lineup, and because his lineup's so attacking, that's what helps him get away with it because he played.
Yes, because it's because he set up.
He set up to win the game.
This is what I said about Ollie. If Ollie set up, in a different way,
people allow you, but that's what it is because the players I don't think there's any Stroll will be able to tell us. I don't think there's any player missing. To me, Klopp couldn't have went any more attacking with that lineup. there's no one else he could have played. And if he was a little bit more pragmatic, you're more understandable because they got 2 centre-backs missing.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense. But the fact that he's gone for it, if United went there with intent, it's 60, 65 minutes going in. And he takes off Fred or McTominay and brings on Cavani. And Manchester United lose that game 1-0 or 2-0. We're probably like, all right, at least you was brave.
Yeah.
We don't like the fact that you're not brave. Like Ryan, I've heard mention it used in the comments. We're going to get to the comments, big up. Stroll, like I said, James, other Liverpool fans, they're not really on the Liverpool players because Klopp couldn't have done anything more with that lineup. Subs, that's always debatable. But in terms of the lineup, he went as attacking as he played his front three. He played Ronaldo, Thiago, Shaqiri. You can't get, and they had Trent and Robertson on the pitch. There isn't really much more he could have done in terms of the lineup and intent. As soon as I seen that lineup, I'm like, Klopp's gone for this. I respect it. I seen our lineup at first. I thought, oh, he's gone for it.
Nah,
Go on.
I thought he went for it, but then when I seen Shaqiri in centre mid, I said, nah, that's a false. He's played a false hand there.
Go on.
I thought it was going to be a front four. He made it look as if he had.
He went 4-3-3.
I know, but you get what I'm saying. If Shaqiri's on the right and Salah was up front, like it was on the thing, because Salah wasn't up front, then I'd be like, because when I seen that, I was like, yo, that's where I was so vexed that Lindelof was playing. Because for me, if Salah, I see that's where he's Mr. Trick then. No, I'm not having it. Klopp, you're not getting away with this.
No, I'm not having it. Explain something.
You Lindelof starting, and you have the opportunity to play Salah up front, and you don't. Trust me, he's flopped it there. Because if I see Lindelof, if I see Bailly starting, yeah, and I go, all right, yeah, I understand. But if I see Lindelof there, and I'm the opposition manager, and I've got a Salah or a Mane, and I don't put them centre forward with Shaqiri on the right, Firmino behind, and Mane on the left, or whoever, he's flopped it there.
What was his subs? I can't remember his subs. What was his subs?
So the Shaqiri thing's interesting. I liked where he played Shaqiri purely because of who was feeding him the balls. One thing we've not done really for the past couple of years is we all know the way we play. We'll go out wide. Thiago was picking the ball up and he was putting balls in between the lines. I liked the fact that he played Shaqiri just slightly to the left or to the right, but slightly higher up, which meant he was starting to pick up balls in the channels on the half. And you've seen it with the opportunity for Firmino. He literally picks the ball up on the half turn in between the lines and plays the ball directly through to Mane, who makes the run. So I didn't mind that. I like the fact that he's playing that because that's a different way that we can play for this season. Whether Shaqiri plays fit, it's a different matter. But the substitutions was interesting. We blew and we were trying to blow the house down, etc., etc. It just didn't work for the first half an hour. And then that's when United started to come into it. Second half, the whole reason why I say it's a better point for us, and this is why...
It's definitely a better point for you.
And this isn't saying that United were poor and that's the reason why the game was bad, because we were poor as well. Like, let's be honest, it was an awful game all around. But specifically, I knew that the point was better for us when I seen Klopp substitutions. Curtis Jones, number one. Keep hold of the ball. Now, specifically at this point, you were starting to hit us on the counter-attack, and we were sloppy with our ball. I mean, I lost count how many times Ronaldo turned into a man or was trying to out-muscle Pogba, and he was just getting caught out. Like, it was driving me mad. We were so sloppy in possession at times yesterday. It was criminal. And he then brings him on. Origi then comes on for Firmino, who should have come off 20 minutes before because he was poor. And Milner. So why I say it's a better point for Liverpool is once we get our rhythm back and once we start playing, I don't think we'll play that poor. And for me, I just think it was a chance. I just think it was a chance specifically to put a massive psychological dint in us to end the home record. You go 6 points clear, and you kind of put a nail in our coffin for retaining the title. Like that. That's just how I felt. But both teams were awful yesterday. Like poor.
I think even if we beat you yesterday, I don't think it puts a nail in the coffin at all. I think if we beat you yesterday, it probably even spurs you on. I think if we beat you yesterday, yeah, with those players coming back, I think you probably have more of a point to prove than you do now. I think Liverpool are in a very dangerous place right now.
Go on, last point on it, we're going to move on.
Because they're in a very dangerous place because if you look at City are very quietly building momentum. Yeah. We're above them where we shouldn't be, but we still are. And we've gone to your ground, we've not played well, and we've come away with a point. That's how I see it. We've come to your ground, formations or whatever. We've been the poorer team. in that match, I would say, and we've come away with a point we probably shouldn't have. We probably even could have maybe come away with the 3. But I think for the stature of the teams and the teams where they are, who the teams are at the moment with their managers, I actually think Liverpool have missed the trick, because you could have yesterday blown us away 4-0 and no one blinks. No one blinks an eye. If we beat you yesterday 4-0, it would have been absolute utter outrage, because that shouldn't have happened. Do you get where I'm coming from? So for me, I think Liverpool have missed a big trick, because now you've got to go in your other matches, and all these other teams are going to look at that result yesterday like, United were rubbish yesterday and they still come away with a point. If we actually try, if we actually go at them,
yeah, we might actually win the game.
Yeah, so if anything, you've maybe even.
But teams did, like West Brom did that.
Well, this is what I mean.
That point was made 3 games ago with West Brom. That point was made West Ham, for example, when they're taking a lead and we're scrambling to try and nick a winner. We've not been the same this year.
That's because people know that West Brom have got a manager who's going to try that. The only reason we don't come away with 3 points yesterday is a certain Norwegian gentleman. But apart from that, if we have any other sort of manager,
yeah, but
we trouble you yesterday, and that's where other teams with those type of managers are going to look at it.
Yeah, and
this
that's why
a team who's conceded 3 goals to Leeds.
That's why that's why other teams have done that, and Liverpool are out of form. But I do agree with Stroh in terms of, I think once Liverpool get their players back and their rhythm back, I don't think they'll be this bad. They'll be all right. It just depends. Do they get their rhythm and players back in time for Manchester City, who we are going to move on to before we get to the comments? Big up everyone in the YouTube comments. Big up also everybody listening by more traditional radio means. Josh says, what up, fellas? JV speaking facts. No one wants to end up like when Pep got schooled by Klopp in the league and Champions League. Still think United should have nicked a goal. Big up the Ugly Gram. Big up Ryan, who says, big up the panel. Ryan is a Liverpool fan, for those that don't know. He said, it annoyed me because I thought in the last 10 minutes that we were really going to go for the win. We could barely get the ball in the last 10 minutes and United looks more likely to score. Ugly Gram says, do you think Fabinho is one of the best centre-backs in the league? Yeah, but I think that as highly as I rate Fabinho, that tells you a lot about the centre-backs in the league.
Yeah.
John Stones out here is part of the best defence in the league. So that's tells you what you need to know. I hear that. I thought that Shaqiri started the game well, but then he fell off, says Ryan. And he said, Fernaldum, he's talking about Wijnaldum, for those that don't know, can't get any power on his passes. So all right, we spoke on him briefly. Let's move on to Manchester City. Emphatic win yesterday against Crystal Palace. And they also beat Brighton in the week. And they are slowly but surely building momentum. Best defense in the league. I think they've only conceded 13 goals or something ridiculous like that. Yeah. I've seen a stat how true this is. I don't know that Ederson, Stones, and Diaz haven't conceded a Premier League goal when all 3 of them have started or been playing or something like that. So if Aguero gets it right, or they do go in this transfer window this month and sign someone, they could be, well, they're already a big problem anyway. I've already stated that I think it's between Liverpool and City, but City are quietly going about their business. So, Stroh, are they still the big enemy to you? Or JV, actually, I go to you. Do you still look at City as not a big problem, but the big fish next to the biggest title contenders, actually, next to Liverpool? Or do you see it different?
I don't see him as the biggest title contenders next to Liverpool. I see him as the biggest title.
Also, you're the favourites to you, yeah?
For me, they're the favourites. Okay. Simply because they have, right now, they have everything going for them, innit? And in Pep, he's probably one of the best people who will exploit that. He will exploit that feel-good factor, what they're probably having at the moment. I seen something last night I've never seen before in my life.
Go on.
I seen Raheem Sterling curling a free kick, bro. Did you see that? What the? Quality. Are you telling me? So that's not a a one-off or something like that. That's something that's been worked on. So you're telling me you're working on improving one of your best players. You're adding something more to one of your best players. Yeah. That's a worry, because all right, then we're talking about Liverpool not having players, but City have a lot of players round and about who are just not in form, but they're still winning. Like, if you look at someone like a Bernardo Silva this season, where's he been? If he kicks in, that's like a new signing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That Ferran Torres kid, he was fire at the start. He's I don't know if he's been injured or whatever, but he's another one who they can add to that mix. If anything, right now, with how things stand, this is the best scenario for someone like Pep, for how Pep is feeling. And when I say how Pep is feeling, I still think he's a wounded animal from the whole.
You reckon last year? Really
That's written him off. It's never happened to him in his life. Imagine you're
that's written him off.
Yeah, imagine you're Yes I Fly guy and you can draw every girl going, and then the one girl just turns you down, bro, in front of everyone. You know what I'm saying? You're blown away. I think mentally, you know, a lot of things big things happened to him outside of football as well, which, you know, wouldn't have helped his situation.
Definitely not.
I think last season would have been a big shock for him, and I think he's gone. I think he's gone back. He's gone back to his drawing board, and I think he's sat there, realized, you know what, United are doing this, Liverpool are doing this, Leicester are doing this, Tottenham are doing this, Chelsea have bought this, and everyone's forgot about me.
Everyone did
crack on,
and they did just crack on quietly.
Yeah,
and now, go on.
I think that suits him. I think the attention,
no pressure
now. We're not looking at Pep. It's funny because it's really stupid to say this, but no one's looking at Pep. We're not looking at Pep as Barcelona Pep now, are we? This is City Pep. He's like a new version.
There's a chink in his armor.
Yes.
We don't look at you as serious.
We're not looking at him as serious.
We've seen you get knocked out.
Yeah, but we should do.
Yeah,
because
You're
I've seen someone talking about this in terms of boxing the other day. It's an analogy I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
The guy said everyone put too much emphasis on Floyd Mayweather not losing. But when you look at a boxer who gets knocked out and then comes back up and knocks the guy out and gets his title back, that's more impressive because he's fell and come back. And that's Pep now. He's fell and Pep is slowly gonna. Everyone's raving on about Tottenham at the start of the season. How dare you rave on about Tottenham and Lampard when you've got easily one of the greatest managers of the past 50 years, literally amongst our midst. We've been his biggest critics.
Yes.
But we've also, at the end of our we could have criticized him for half an hour, but at the end we've gone, yo, he's still Pep. You know?
Yeah, he's still Pep.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know. We was going to find out if he lost it. Like how he spoke about Mourinho. To me, I think Mourinho was not what he was. We were going to find out about Pep. So if Pep comes back and wins the league title, and he's done it on a quiet because they didn't go crazy in the transfer window. We spoke on this, what Chelsea were doing. You made a great point. All the signings Chelsea made, we was expecting Manchester City to make, and they didn't. But what they've done has been very clever with their business. Ruben Diaz.
What did they do?
Go on, Stro.
Specifically, what did they do?
Sign a centre-back.
Exactly, which then meant they no longer had to play a defensive midfielder at centre-back. And like I said, at the beginning of the summer, Liverpool have fallen into the trap of doing the exact same thing that City did last season. Now, I didn't realise the impact that it actually has on the overall team in terms of transition play, in terms of the impact it has and how disjointed it makes you. But I fully understand why City didn't look the way that they looked last season. And they went out and they went and got a Ruben Diaz, who has been a phenomenal player, by the way. Yes. And he's given confidence to John Stones. When I see John Stones scoring the way he did last night, I was thinking, what on earth am I watching here? But Pep done his business smart. Very, very smart. Unlike Chelsea, where they were just buying everyone for the sake of it because they were big names and they come with a big reputation and it's not worth.
Shots fired.
Pep's gone out and looked at what went wrong for us last year. What was the mistake I made last year? How do we not make that mistake again? And they've quietly just gone under the radar. They've not really been that great this season, but they're hitting form at a key point in the season, and it makes you think, you know what, this is theirs to lose. And you know what? Like Vils has said, which is another phenomenal point, was he's got that chip on his shoulder because he'd have heard rumblings, he'd have seen. Sorry, bro.
That's the term I was looking for in my head. Chip on the shoulder. Go on. Exactly that. That's it.
He's got a chip on his shoulder because Klopp did it to him in Germany. Didn't like it. Klopp's then come and done it to him in England and he didn't like it. But the way it happened last season would have annoyed him even more because he tried something, it didn't work, and then the egg's on his face because that's his mistake. And stupidly, FSG have followed and made it our mistake. And it's frustrating for me. And honestly, I genuinely mean this, if we do not sign a centre-back this window, if Van Dijk doesn't come back end of February like is expected, our title's done. It's as simple as that. Title's gone.
Here's the thing as well. So, Stroll made a very good point about Liverpool getting back players. Yeah. Getting back Van Dijk can help you win a league. Help. Yeah,
definitely.
help. That's the
It
key word.
might not.
No. But I'm saying you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm saying it can help, but
Yeah.
and I think this is what if Pep's doing this, what I'm about to say,
Cool.
this is why he's an absolute genius.
Cool.
Aguero's in and around, he's still there.
Yes.
Why is he not playing him? Why? Because I think he wants to keep him fit for the running.
Yeah.
He wants to keep him fit for them, 15? If you have Aguero for 15 games at the end of the season, I'm telling you right now, that won't help you win a title. That will win you a title.
I've said this.
Exactly.
That's the big difference. If you look at where they're going and how they're going about themselves without their best player, they say defenses win your titles or whatever the saying is, but no.
Defenses win that. Yeah, strikers help you win games. Defenses help you win leagues. That's the phrase.
That's what they say. But I'm telling you right now, bro.
Like you said it best. You can't 0-0. You can't win a game 0-0.
Yeah,
you can't win a game 4-3.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
can't win a game 0-0, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I keep saying, why is he not playing him? And it came to me yesterday. I said, oh my God, he's keeping him. He's just keeping him
because he knows.
He might not. He might even be a case of he knows now. Right, this man cannot play.
Yeah, he's managing
40, 50 games. Yes,
he's managing.
He can't play this for me anymore. But I know if I have him for a 15 to 20 game run,
even 10 with the way they're going.
Imagine him in just 15 to 20 games. How many goals will he get you? He'll probably get you 15 to 20 goals.
Yes,
because you got games on the horizon.
And they're gonna, what it is as well.
Yeah.
They will be match winners.
That's Aguero for you. He's
that type of
clutch.
Yes. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He is I'd say he's one of the, if not probably one of the most clutch players in the league.
Yeah, easily.
If not you know what I mean? If it's not him.
Here's the crazy thing. He's always 2 or 3 goals off the Golden Boot winner or tied, and he misses at least 2-3 months a season.
Exactly, bro.
So imagine he played those extra 5 to 10 games he misses. He's clear. And we wax lyrical about Harry Kane, who's a quality striker. Aubameyang, we've waxed lyrical about Jamie Vardy's the same. But when it comes to clutch moments, home and away, he's just different.
Yes. He is.
Well, here's the point.
He's even still how he is now. He's the one striker I fear.
Yes. Every time I say this all the time. Every time Manchester United play Manchester City, my first question to Yan City or a City fan is Aguero fit?
Yeah.
Is he fit? That's all I want to know.
I actually fear him.
Yes.
How I would have Drogba and Henry. That is how I actually view him. That's not me just being, one of these guys who lives in the past. That is how I actually view it. He's got that
he scores goals, that's why.
He's got that big game thing about him.
Yeah. Go on, Stroke.
Flawless.
Go on.
Get up Manchester City's next 6 fixtures.
Yeah, their fixtures are good. I'll pull them up now.
And I'm just going to make this point. This is why the 3 of us are the most underrated in this year, because Vils has just made one of the most unbelievable points you'll hear, and no one's talked about it yet. If you look at the running City have specifically had, and what I was talking about, I wasn't alluding to mistakes of what he did with Aguero, but when Vils made that point, you think he overplayed Aguero at times last season to try and catch us, and he made a massive mistake. So he made the mistake at centre-back, and he made the mistake with Aguero. How he's managing in this season, if Vils is right, and then you look at what games specifically on the horizon, imagine Aguero against a team that's not got any fit centre-backs.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. Do you get what I mean?
He's clutch. He's going to have a field day. Definitely. So, looking at City's next fixtures, this is Premier League. They've got Aston Villa on Wednesday. Then they've got West Brom away on the 26th. Sheffield United at home on the 30th. Then the 2nd of February away to Burnley. And then away to Liverpool on the 6th. And
there
then
you go.
After that, then they've got Arsenal.
But here's the thing.
So this is the point.
Sorry, Stroll, just one quick. Up until that Liverpool game, even if they win all of those games and then head-to-head with Liverpool, and then draw.
Yes, that's.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yes.
So, or even if they then beat Liverpool after winning all those games.
Yes.
That's what? How many games was that? You say 6 or 7? So then that's what.
Villa's 1, points. West Brom's 2, Sheffield United 3, Burnley 4, Liverpool 5. So that's their next 5 fixtures.
There you go.
So even if they get 13 points from a possible 15 from that 5, that's a great return. And then you've got Spurs after that, then Arsenal away. So they're looking at it, and then West Ham at home, then Manchester United at home. So yeah, they've had the chance to go on the run, and so far so good. We said this, we spoke on their fixtures because we was like, if you look at it after they beat, so where am I going to? All right, so they drew at West Brom on the 15th of December. They then beat Southampton away. Then they beat Newcastle at home, beat Chelsea away, which would have been, you argue, is the toughest fixture. Then they beat Brighton at home, then Crystal Palace at home. They're on a roll. They're the form team. They've won their last 5 games in the Premier League, and they've won a quarterfinal, a semi-final, and an FA Cup third round, all in the same run. They're on a roll.
And they've not been talked about in this whole time.
That's
the main thing, you know. They've not been talked about. If this is that last season,
they're being talked about.
They're talked about.
And they're second in the league as well. 2 points off top with a game in hand.
There you go.
And nobody's talking about it.
No one's talking about, and this plays into their hands so nicely.
Because you can just go about your business quietly,
man.
Under the radar, under no pressure.
Do you know when, as a footballer, well, obviously man's not a footballer, so man don't know. But I can only imagine, you know, when you wake up in the morning and notifications, Sky Sports, man's talking about you. Oh, let me just swipe that. You know what I mean? Or you go to turn on your telly, man's talking about you.
We've seen it in the Amazon documentary.
There you go. So you see when they're not talking about you, how nice that must be.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that's where I think these City players are right now. I even seen Sterling bust a joke about when he scored the free kick. He said, "Oh, it must have been the hair." Like I was having all them plaits and that, and he's cut it all off. He said, "Oh, it must have been the hair." Man can have jokes and laugh. So man's laughing about himself being out of form. Think about that.
Because they're in the.
But hear this. He's laughing about himself being out of form. But if they're being talked about, he's getting reminded of that every morning that he's out of form. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. And that's the difference. Firmino will be someone who will probably be wanting to dodge half of the bulletins and this and that because he's out of form. Yeah. Rashford will probably want to dodge a few after yesterday. Do you get what I mean? Martial all this season. Do you get where I'm coming from? Aubameyang. These are players who've been talked out, and it can affect you, innit? Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Of course.
Someone like Sterling, he's not scored for a few games. He then scores, and then he's laughing about it himself because he's not got that pressure constantly over his head. And that could even be something which is helping the whole of the City squad. No one's talking about them.
Because last season they were under immense pressure.
Immense.
Because you know why? They were the hunted team. And they were defending champions.
They were under immense pressure without the protective arm of their mentor, their
Arteta,
big brother.
Talking about.
Their Arteta, their Vincent Kompany. We've been through this. You know what I'm saying?
Fernandinho playing centre back.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's where I thought he was going to start, but I get your point.
Do you get what I'm saying? There's many factors, which have gone in City's favour this season. Many that have maybe they've realised or maybe they've not. But for me, when I see Sterling say that, I thought, that's a confidence thing as well. Because all right then, how can I put it to you like this?
Go on.
I'm sure I've seen Gundogan score a free kick in the game or the game before. A brilliant free kick. So then why does Sterling get to take that free kick? That's confidence throughout the team. Do you understand?
Right.
Like, all right, yeah. All right,
go.
He is. All right, we will get to some of the comments. Big up Will also in the building. He says, big up everyone. Big up Bits and Bobs. He says, Wagwan man, them salute to you all.
Shout out,
he says,
Bobs.
top of the league evening to you all. Yeah, big up to everyone who is locked in. Hear me? For the team who's top of the league. Where we going? Ugly Ram says, City are playing a new formation. They are playing Foden at left and Raheem right. And De Bruyne in the center is a madness. Pep's too smart. Ryan also says City are the real deal. And Ugly Gram also says Cancelo is a baller. That is true. He is a baller. That is fact. Make sure you keep sharing it across the YouTube as well. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the Pi Radio channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell when you do. But all right, moving on we'll go to Spurs, who it seems like every fan base, apart from Liverpool's and City, are 50-50 on the manager. So it doesn't matter if you talk to Manchester United fans about Oli, Chelsea fans about Lampard, Mourinho, Spurs fans about Mourinho. People are split down the middle. So Spurs, they got a win on the weekend, and they also got a draw. Stroll, we'll go to you. What are your thoughts on Spurs? Top 4 contenders, or you reckon they're pretenders? Because I don't think they can win the league.
No.
We knew that realistically he was never going to win the league.
Mm-hmm.
Mourinho was brought in to do what Mourinho does best, which is pick up trophies and solidify top 4. For me, I do think that just the form that Son's in, the form that Kane's in, and Ndombele is now starting to hit form, and he looks like a real powerhouse, and he looks like the Ndombele of Lyon.
Oh, what a goal!
Where he's on it is unplayable.
Sorry to cut you off, Stroll. That goal from Ndombele.
Did you hear him trying to say he didn't mean it? It's like, what else can he do?
Yeah, of course he meant it.
Like, where else is he gonna? Where else is he trying to put it? Then,
That's
if he
not a
didn't mean
cross.
it?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can tell by his body shape that he's meant it.
Yeah.
Like, it's going Stroll. Sorry to cut you off. It just reminded me of how good that goal was.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's Ndombele of Lyon, which on his day is absolutely unplayable. He's a powerhouse. He's not saying he's a Yaya Toure player, but he moves like Yaya Toure in case of he's not the quickest, but once he gets going in them legs and the power, you're not getting the ball off him. And he's starting to hit form. Son's been in unbelievable form. Kane, unbelievable form this season. And I do think they'll get top four, but they were never really title contenders. You just knew that Mourinho was going to do what Mourinho does. He's going to go away to the top four. He was going to pick up points. He was going to make it ugly. He was going to do the same at home. He was going to pick up crucial wins and he was going to frustrate teams. But I know why Spurs fans are so irritated, because you go away to Sheffield United specifically. You go away to, or you play teams and you're dropping points when realistically you should be going there and you should be attacking, you should be beating them. Why are you sitting back against teams like that? It just doesn't make any sense.
Because I watched both these games. I watched Sheffield United against Spurs. I didn't watch it in full, and I watched Tottenham Fulham in full.
Wow.
And how he set up like that against Fulham is just typical Mourinho.
That's
and I
very
see
true.
It's
I see
criminal.
Spurs fans screwing. And I even had a Spurs fan tweet me and be like, I should have listened to you. Because after they beat us 6-1, Spurs fans were talking the most.
Yeah, crud.
And
Crud
we
FM.
said it's a honeymoon period now, which you will get with Mourinho because he's not fallen all the way off. But I'm telling you, the football will be bad and he will become toxic. He might pick you up a trophy. He might win the Carabao Cup. He might win the FA Cup. He might win the Europa League because Mourinho has that in his DNA. But the football is not going to be good. And people are starting to doubt that. I think they are either second or third in dropping points from the most winning positions. And that shouldn't be for a team who's defense. If that's Leeds, I understand that because Leeds attack no matter what the score is. Doesn't matter if Leeds are 4-0 up or 4-0 down, they attack. So if they drop the most points from winning positions, that makes sense. How do you set up defensive and pragmatic and you're still dropping points from winning positions? Because the way they set up against Fulham was terrible. I think it was Sissoko. Sissoko was playing right wing, and they had Winks and Højbjerg playing as holding midfielders.
So you literally
at home to Fulham.
Because if you look at Sissoko, I know he can play right, but last season, Sissoko's playing defensive mid.
So you basically have 3 defensive midfielders at home to Fulham.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Fulham, who should have won the game, actually.
Fulham,
should have won the game.
Fulham, who are your rival, but
London Derby,
London Derby, and they've just come up.
Yes.
Imagine back in the day, City just come up. Yeah. Joe Royal times and them, man, there. and we're playing like Nicky Butt right mid. You know, it's not happening, is it?
It's not happening.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
man's got Nicky Butt, Keane, and someone else just playing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nicky Butt, Keane, and then like, I don't know.
Try to think. David May doing a job in
there.
there.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it doesn't really, it's not cutting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get away with, if that's a big game, we get it. It's Mourinho. If Mourinho did that
big game,
against a big team, I wouldn't blink an eye. I'd go, yeah, that's Mourinho.
Yeah, exactly.
He had Sissoko doing the same job on the right wing, like Fulham had like a flying left back, like Ollie had Pogba at Anfield.
Yes.
But you're playing Fulham at home.
But it's funny you mentioned Sissoko. Did you hear his comments?
You know what? Shout out to Eleanor, because she mentioned his comments that he said, but go on, repeat them for the people that don't know.
It was basically frustration, saying that they should have picked up all 3 points and they should have went for it, but instead they decided to defend.
So that means Sissoko will be missing?
Sissoko said that?
Sissoko said
that.
Yeah, he's done.
He's dead.
Yeah. Go on, Stroke.
Now, I'm just saying, because like when you hear players coming out and saying that, and I don't know if you've watched the Prime documentary, the first thing they say about Sissoko is he is a leader in the dressing room. He's key. So when you hear him say comments like that, you know that something's bubbling under the surface.
Of course, Spurs fans.
Of course he will be. He's like one of the longest serving.
Yeah, Spurs fans are big. Like Spurs, the fans are big mad. Like Eleanor said yesterday when we had her on the show, and she's a Spurs fan, and they won on the weekend, and she's talking about, I hate watching us play because we just don't have the ball for 90 minutes. Yeah. We got Harry Kane doing up central, you get me, defensive midfield.
See, I said this, Harry Kane was dropping back into 10, but this guy's taking a mick.
6.
You know what I'm saying?
Harry Kane, you know.
I'm seeing Harry Kane doing some passes, and I'm like, damn, who's this brother in the middle? And I'm like, no, it's Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Go, you should be on the end of that
But
pass.
that's typical Mourinho
But here's
stuff.
the thing, though. This is where I'm like, at the same time, Harry Kane's scoring, but then for me, it's like, well, if you leave him up front, he'll score more then. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
If he's in that type of form where he's scoring, leave him up there then.
And how do you have two of the best attacking players and the best attacking link up in terms of contributing like assist and goals in Kane and Son? Imagine you actually gave them more of a platform. Imagine you had Son left, Kane up top, and then you played in Dembele in the 10 and say Bergwijn on the right, and then Højbjerg and say Winks behind that if you want, or even Sissoko behind that, and they played on the front. You know what? I sound like I'm talking about United. If you replace those names, it sounds like
There
I'm
you
talking
go.
about United.
There you
If
go.
you replace those names, you could say I'm talking about Chelsea,
But
which
here's
we're going to
the
get
thing.
onto about them as well.
Here's the thing with
We're all
Mourinho.
talking the same. You know what? It's mad. Sorry to cut you off, but like I said, I was talking to Eleanor yesterday. Who was on the Sarcasm City Q&A. Shout outs to her. And I'm talking about United. And she said, you sound like me talking about Spurs. When I'm doing shows with Lewis, who's a Chelsea fan, remember when you jumped on a show and he was complaining about Lampard and you jumped on the show in the comments halfway through and you said, right, I thought you was talking about Ollie.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But I jumped
Yeah,
in
you
and
jumped
listened
in
to
and
you.
you was like, yeah, I swear you was
I
talking
seen
about Ollie.
you are on one, and I'm like, and then I heard someone say Werner or
Yeah.
something. I was like, oh,
It's the same
it's
thing.
not Ollie. You know what I'm saying?
Get me, which we will get
But
onto.
then, no.
Bro,
But here,
Same
that's
thing.
the similar point of what I just said at the start of the show.
It's the same.
They're all
thing.
too scared to lose.
Nah,
This
rather
fits
be
into
brave.
that. Yeah.
Mourinho, whether it's Ollie, whether it's Lampard.
See what it is? Mourinho's, he's
Yeah.
scared. He's been affected. You know what I'm saying? Pep's been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've all had something, the traumatized, that's the word. They've all had,
because they've all been
some
punched in the
sort of
face.
Premier League trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. That they're all a bit scarred. No one at the moment is. See, this is what made Liverpool so different last season.
That they just went for it.
They went for it. They wore their badge on their chest and we're Liverpool. We don't care what you're going to do. We're going to do this when you come to us. Do you get what I'm saying? That type of, no one's doing that this year. Who is going to a match and saying, I don't care what you do. I'm going to do me.
Bielsa.
Yeah, but that's just to no effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's the only one, though, in it.
Do you get what I'm saying?
We'll get onto Leeds that is not effective, but they're literally the only ones.
Do you get what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
no one's like literally going into it at the top saying, yo, this is me. Everyone's going and, you know what I mean? Like, all right then, Pogba right mid. What? You know what I'm saying?
Sissoko right mid at home.
What? You get what I'm
At
saying?
home to Fulham, you know.
Yeah.
At home to Fulham, you
So
know.
when
It's
you
nuts.
really look at it,
It is. It
none of
is.
it's
Big up
making-
the Duns and
none
that.
of it's making too much sense.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
it's
saying?
Wild.
It's all how can I put it? It's all at the moment. And that's probably why everyone's so close to the league. Because
Yeah.
no one's actually
Because
no
no
one's
one will go for
gambling.
it.
No
Yeah.
one's making
You
that
gotta be
gamble.
brave. To me, if I have the attacking players we spoke about, so whether you're Manchester United, whether you're Spurs, whether you're Chelsea, and you've bought, especially Chelsea and United, a lot of these attacking players you've bought. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the Chelsea sense. Even the United sense, you bought Donny.
Even
you
if
bought
look at-
Tellers. You
even
bought
if
Bruno.
You look at Chelsea. Yeah?
You bought Cavani.
Now we'll get onto Chelsea. In a
Yeah,
minute.
we're going to get onto Chelsea. That'll be the next one. But Spurs, they do play Liverpool next in the league on the 28th. Obviously, it's FA Cup this weekend. The 28th is their next game. Stro, how are you expecting? Is that the game to get Liverpool back on track? I'm asking, do you want to play the Spurs? Like, do you fear them? Yeah, let me say, all right. Yeah, do you fear them? Are you worried? Do you think they're there for the taking because they're just going to defend? Like, or are you concerned about Mourinho? Like, because you have struggled to break down teams like this. What's your
Mate, we
thoughts on it?
struggled to break down West Brom at home. Like, we've been poor. Like, so
You know what?
it's one of them. It's Mourinho. Mourinho hates Liverpool historically.
Yeah.
Mourinho loves stinking up the party against Liverpool. So it's not exactly the one game I wanted directly after the United game. I'll be completely honest with you, but yeah, it's just 1 minute. Right. Sorry to just completely go left, but I'm looking at the
Cool.
Newcastle lineup. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
I
the
just-
craziest lineup I've seen from Newcastle in about 10
Oh, give us
years.
the line.
Listen to
Right, they've got Darlow in there.
Yeah.
Carafa at right back, who I've never heard of. Lascelles, Clark, Lewis. Right, he's then got a midfield three of Longstaff, Shelby, and Almiron.
Yeah.
Wilson, Joelinton, and Carroll as a front three.
Who else? Yeah, that's wild, Joe. That's wild.
Wilson, you know what's mad though? Do you know how I seen it on Thingy
Go on.
on Sky Sports?
Go on.
I seen it with Almiron on the right and Joe Linton on the left, and Wilson and Carroll up front, and I was like, still
So he's
that
gone
makes
for-
no sense.
Yo, man's got
Even
4
that's wild.
Yeah, but what with three absolute tree trunks on your pitch, bro? What are these man? There's no mobility. Joe Linton on the wing. What's he doing? What is Joe Linton doing on the wing?
Man, I was
bro?
trying so hard to answer the question about Liverpool, but I just kept
Yeah.
looking at that lineup thinking, am I missing something here?
You know what? That being said, did you see Steve Bruce's comments going on to Newcastle where he said he was a bang average player, but he like tried his hardest and was successful that way. And he's like, it's probably the same in management. So this is someone who knows he's bang average as a manager. That being said, I do believe Newcastle will stay up.
Oh, yeah, they'll
Like,
stay up.
you don't get a point today. I can see them getting a point. Like this has 0-0 draw. They played actually in the FA Cup I think it was last week or whenever the last FA Cup round was, and they got a draw. Arsenal won in extra time, but you can see it. He's set up there for a draw. And Arteta is not the most expansive manager. It's not like he plays great attacking football. So yeah, we'll see. But he's gone Joe Linton. Who is it? Joe Linton.
No, wait, it is a 4-4-2.
Yeah,
What
man.
is
He's
he
gone,
doing?
he's gone
See,
for it.
that's-
So who's the two up front then, Stro?
Carroll and Wilson
Carroll and Wilson.
So
Still
where's Joe
wrong.
Linton playing?
on the left wing. This is what I'm saying, fam. That's what I've just seen on Sky Sports.
Wait,
That's what
I'm
saying.
actually confused. I'm confused because
Sorry if I played
defensively he's going back, right? But when you go forward, it is an attacking free. This is wild.
Wild, bro.
Brucey Ball is 5.
What is that? Now, you know what the
That is
maddest is,
Brucey
yeah?
Ball.
I'm not gonna lie. You know, if one of them was like could dribble
Yeah.
and do a thing, yeah. But literally, all these three men are just gonna be stood in front of each other. These men are gonna be tackling each other for headers.
Yeah.
They're gonna be going for the same headers,
He
bro.
just got long ball.
Wilson, Carroll, and Joe Linton are gonna go for every ball that comes in. They're gonna go for it. Like Wilson can't cross. Joe Linton can't cross. Carroll can't cross. They're all gonna be wanting the service.
Yeah. It's long ball. That's why he's got Shelby. Do you say Shelby, Longstaff, and Almiron? That's why he's got them on there.
This guy, you know what? I'll give it him. You know, I'll give it him. You know,
He don't care.
He's bare
No,
brain.
he don't care.
Yeah, he
No,
don't.
This is wild.
Getting that payoff. He's
Energy.
seen Mourinho get like a quick, what is it, 30 million from Chelsea, 30 million from us. He's thinking, you know what, lads? I'll just get a quick 5 mil when you sack me, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'll go.
He's good for it, man.
Go,
He's
go
brave,
back
man.
in the championship in a few years.
He's
you know
got.
what I'm saying?
He's gone out on his sword, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? I think he's. You know what he's doing? He's doing a Mourinho at the end of United.
Yeah, where he's playing McTominay centre back.
Yeah,
and
it's just
everything,
going
like-
Rago like sack me.
Here's the
You
thing,
know
though.
what I'm
All
saying?
right, so if he gets a win here against Arsenal, is it a Brucey masterclass?
Oh my god, is it against us?
Yeah, it's against Arsenal.
Oh my god, it makes sense.
Yeah, is it a Brucey masterclass?
Oh my god,
you
it
know what I'm
makes
saying?
sense. He's just gonna chief him. It's a chiefing thing. It's a straight up. It's gonna look like Arsenal's box is gonna look like WWE. That's all I can. He's just gonna throw these balls.
Royal
in.
Rumble style.
Yeah, Royal Rumble, man. He's going for it. You know what, Brucey? Do your thing, man. I rebuke. You know what
I
I'm saying?
told you, man. I told man about Brucey Ball, but people
That's
don't
what
want
he's
to
doing.
listen.
That's all he's doing now. He's hanging them crosses. No whip, no whipped crosses. These are hanging crosses, and he wants them to play head tennis and score a goal.
No,
He's-
do you know what? Do you know what's mad?
Go on.
About 4 minutes in, and Newcastle are knocking the ball about like they're Arsenal.
There you go, innit?
Oh
Brucey Ball.
my-
I have no idea what I'm watching.
Told you about Brucey Ball. Told you. But all right, moving back onto keep us posted on the game as well,
Yeah,
please.
keep us
Stro.
posted on that one because that one
Keep
just
us
sounds
posted.
very interesting already.
Onto
fam.
Chelsea, you are sat in 7th.
Oh.
The pressure seems to be growing on Super Frankie Lampard, and understandably so. I watched him against Fulham, minus the red card and a terrible goalkeeping error. They probably don't win that game, and we just spoke about Fulham with Spurs. Fulham are not that good,
No.
and I looked at
Fulham
Chelsea,
are a championship team.
yeah, and I looked at Chelsea's bench. All right, Werner's going through, but they had Werner on the bench, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Havertz, Tammy Abraham, and I'm looking at that bench, and I'm like, you have all these attacking options on the bench, yet you play bad football.
You know what
Fulham
they're starting to remind me of?
Go on,
They're
you know
starting
Manchester
to
United.
No.
Who?
They're starting to remind me of, and this isn't in terms of quality,
Yeah.
it's in terms of having too many options. Do you remember that Real Madrid team and they just had too many man? Just like too many man, too many. They
And
literally
they
had like
Zidane playing left wing.
no. I remember. I
Yeah.
remember when I watched one match, yeah, and they had listen to this. Who they had? It's similar
Yeah.
to a Newcastle, but obviously way blown away in quality. They had Raul,
Yeah.
Ronaldo, and Owen up front, and I was like, that makes no sense. And the midfield was like Zidane,
Guti.
Figo, Makalele, and I was like, this makes no sense, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? So
He just threw man out.
yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting from Chelsea now. you've got too much and you don't know what to do. It's
He
an
doesn't know what to
embarrassment
do.
of riches. That's what it is, you
and
know.
he doesn't, because to me, it's a really easy fix. But the fact, aside from not having too many options, you shouldn't play the football that they do. They are poor.
You know what they
Like, to
scream out
watch.
for me is a 4-4-2. I'm not even joking.
You could go for, but
You could go 4-4-2 and have Werner drop off.
Yeah.
That's what they scream out for me.
but even formations aside, you still should be playing. What do you do in training?
Yeah.
I sound like I'm talking about, like, what is going on? Why? How do you play such poor? They had a lot of the ball. All right, Fulham went down to 10 men just before halftime. Why do you still have 2 sitting midfielders on when the second half's kicking off? It's 0-0. A man has been sent off. You are already the better team. They are a relegation side. You know
Because
they
Vils made the point earlier.
Go on.
Vils made the point earlier. Sorry to interrupt.
It's cool.
He's scared to get beat.
Yeah,
So
he's
I think Fulham.
No, I
So,
think
so in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I don't want to get hit on the counter attack and look stupid.
You gotta be braver than that. You have to be braver than that. Like, as soon I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, there's no way you don't make a change at halftime. You have Tammy Abraham, Werner, Havertz, and Callum Hudson-Odoi all on the bench. You don't need who started. It was Kovacic and Jorginho, I believe.
Yeah.
Who started?
Yeah.
How did Mount playing in the midfield free, and then you had Giroud, Ziyech, Pulisic? How there isn't an attacking option made, I don't know. He brought on Tammy Abraham, I think 60, typical Ollie style. Brought him on 60, 65 minutes. And I'm like, why has it took you so long? And yes, they got the win. Mount scored. But then Mount's comments was interesting when he come around and said, when Jorginho was taken off, I played a bit deeper and I told Kovacic to sit so I could get in the box. And then I could get in the box to be where I've not been in recent times. And this is why I scored the goal. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. So I'm like, it's a bit of a player manager thing.
No, that's to me, that's a shot. That's a shot at the manager. That's him saying, play me where I need to be. I think that's what he's saying there. He's saying, play me where you know I can affect the game properly. Stop putting me on the right wing. Stop putting me in central mid. I don't play there. But you know what I mean? No, Mount, everyone knows he might not be the best 10, but Mount's a 10.
Yeah, I think
we know that. We'd all agree Mount's a 10.
I think he's a 10, yeah.
He's not a winger. He's not a right midfielder. He's not an
8 or 6.
He's a 10, innit?
Yeah.
Let's play him in the 10.
Yeah.
He has, you know what? One thing I will say for Mount, he is very similar to Lampard in terms of the eye for goal.
He is like Lampard.
You know, in terms of, I can't say he's a good passer. Yeah, I can't say he's a good. He has that movement thing and getting into the box, and he, in terms of when I say passer, I mean a midfield passer.
Yeah.
If I'm talking about an attacking pass, 1-2, yes, I can see Mount doing that. Link up play, yes. You know what I mean? That type of thing he's good at. Do you get what I'm saying? But I would never think to play Mount in a midfield three.
What's going on here?
Oh, what's going on? What's happened, Phil?
This is wild.
Go
Do you
on.
know, like Arsenal like to play out from the back?
Yeah.
They have Carroll and Wilson split, right? And then you've got Shelby's directly in the middle of him, about 2 yards behind. Joelinton's about 30 yards. It's like they're playing a diamond whenever they try and play out from the back. It is the most wild thing honestly, I've never seen anything like this.
Brucey Ball, man. Telling you.
You know what it is? I think he's just trying our madness.
Yeah, man. He's like, why not?
He's trying our madness.
He's like, why not? Be brave, man. Be brave. We spoke about this on the show, especially today. Be brave. That's what we're saying. But yeah, Chelsea do play Leicester tomorrow. So that's an easy game for them.
That's a dub for Leicester.
If they lose there, how much under pressure is Lampard's job? Is what I'm asking.
Very under pressure. Have you not seen the reports?
At the end of the season.
I think he does.
Have you not seen the reports?
Now, what's the report going?
There was a report beginning of last week, going into the midweek games, that they've already started looking at a short list of potential managers to replace Lampard.
Allegri, Tuchel. Are they both on the list? I'm guessing.
Allegri, Tuchel, Nagelsmann.
If they get Allegri, I'm very worried.
Nah, I think they go Nagelsmann for the Germans.
They might go Nagelsmann for
go.
Werner, depending on if they. But does that make sense? Werner going there if Nagelsmann then follows?
Yeah,
because Nagelsmann gets the best out of him.
There you go. I honestly though, do you know what I think? I think he's lucky because it's Corona. I think if this ain't Corona,
fans in the stadium is different.
Yeah, fans in the stadium, it gets ugly. And no, even though I think if this isn't Corona, this year and last year, and this is how Chelsea have been, I think he's sacked. I think Abramovich don't have it. I think the current crisis has helped Lampard to keep his job.
Yeah.
I think Abramovich. You have to think.
Go on.
There's managers who they've sacked for a lot, who have done a lot better.
Yeah, because
They've
he
sacked
is
man after winning trophies.
Winning Champions Leagues.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, you got
Winning
a point.
doubles. Who is it? Was it Hiddink? Or was it
Ancelotti? I think.
Ancelotti?
Yeah, the next season they sacked
Won the double
him.
in it.
Yeah.
Sacked. Come on.
Next season they
I
sacked him.
think
Yeah,
how many times Hiddink been there?
yeah, he's been there
Do you
twice
get what
as
I mean?
interim manager. Yeah,
I'm hearing he's even in contention again.
makes sense.
Do you get
He
what I'm
does, he's
saying?
just successful there when he does the interim role. Yeah.
So for me, I think him being English is helping him majorly.
Yeah.
I think
Him being a Chelsea legend.
the whole Chelsea legend, that's helping him majorly. The whole Abramovich not being allowed in the country, majorly,
Helping him massively.
massively. I'm telling you, if Abramovich is there, because we can watch a match on Sky Sports, innit? We all know this as the fans who we are. We can watch a match on Sky Sports when you're sat watching a match,
And
I don't have to wait for the camera to go on Lampard to see what Lampard's doing. That is what's saving him, because at the moment, it's very similar to Ole. If we had serious operators in charge above, and they were to see how he is during matches, they wouldn't be very happy. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think he's a lot worse off because he's not got Glazers. He's got Abramovich, who actually I think is a fan of football.
Yeah, he's a footballing man.
Yes, he knows about football. So I honestly think that is working in his favor, because I think if that gentleman was in the ground and could see what's going on, remember he's sat up in his top at the boxes. He's looking over. Do you know what I'm saying? We're on a third eye view. He's got the bird's eye view, and he's watching Lampard.
He's
Do you know
watching.
what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
He would be a lot more.
All right, let me take a look at Chelsea's fixtures to see. So they got Leicester potential. Then they got Wolves at home.
It's a hard game.
They got Burnley at home.
It's a hard game.
They got Spurs away.
That's a hard game.
And then Sheffield United away. So
I'd say that's a hard game.
So yeah, so say for instance, you look at the Sheffield United one, but they could potentially go into that Sheffield United game having not won in. Was the last time they won against? The last time they won was the 21st of December in the league. After that, they got beat by. They drew
We
to.
are about to enter the beginning of the end.
Say that again.
If results go the way I think they'll go, we are looking at the beginning of the end.
I can see that because I can see Leicester beating them. Wolves, even though Wolves are not in great form, I could see Wolves getting a draw.
Wolves played very well on the weekend.
Yeah, because they got beat by West Brom, didn't they? Big Sam got a result. I didn't watch the game live, but I'm saying I know their form hasn't been the best in terms of results. But I can see Wolves getting a draw there. We know what Burnley are like. Even though they don't travel the best, Burnley could go there and get a draw. Spurs could turn them over. Obviously, the whole ex-Mourinho thing.
Yeah.
And then you look at Sheffield United.
Turn up for that match.
Yeah.
Mourinho would turn up for that match.
So they could be going into the Sheffield United game on the 6th of February, having not won since the 21st of December in the Premier League. And I'm thinking where we had the same conversation about Arteta literally before the Chelsea game. And obviously they won there and then they kicked on and won a few games afterwards. But like Stroll said, this could be the beginning of the end for him. We could look back at this conversation on the show and be like, this is where, because they haven't won. Like I said, the 21st of December, we are almost, by the time they play, having a look, tomorrow is the 19th. So if they don't win that game, it means they've not won in a whole month of football.
See, and here's the thing, like when you look at Lampard, I actually look at him like we moan at other managers for not having a plan B, but their plan A is exceptional. He doesn't have a plan B at all, and his plan A is poor. Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that
does he have a plan A?
Yeah, do you get what I mean? That's almost what it's looking like. You watch him and it's like for me, what the worst thing is about him, he's not even managing to do an ollie and get the individual brilliance out of these players. Do you get what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
But you have to really look. He's got if you look at his front options, Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner, Hudson-Odoi, Havertz, Mount, Abraham, Giroud. How have you not got at least two of them doing something for you? Who are pulling you through the mud a bit? Do you know what I mean? So that's where you've got to really look at it. And when you really deep it as well, if you look at the backbone, what he's actually got a good core to his team.
Yeah,
if you look at the Reece James right back, arguably one of the best in the league. Yeah. Left back Chilwell, arguably one of the best in the league. Thiago Silva,
one of the best centre backs in the league.
Do you
He's
get
been
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
signing for them. He's been a good signing for them.
Midfield 2, Kante and Kovacic.
Yeah, and you got Jorginho as well.
Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho. If
As
I
your
said
options.
if I said to you now, I've just named that back.
Yeah.
That back 4 and that midfield 3. You could even say that the front 3. You can even say the front 3 don't even have to be that good.
Yeah.
Because of what they've got behind them.
They should be defensively sound.
Yeah. But then when you look at what they've got in front of them and they're still not performing, that's down to the manager.
Yeah.
You actually have an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts. Yes, you need a plan. So speaking of them, obviously we spoke on Leicester being Chelsea's next opponents, and Leicester just going about their business. They are third in the league, also only 2 points off top. That being said, City have played a game less, but they're level on points with Manchester City. Leicester just doing what Leicester do.
Oh my God, I just seen that, Stro.
Leicester just seeing what's
Wait,
happening.
what have you just seen?
I can see it in your mirror behind you, in your window. You just missed the sitter.
Aubameyang?
Wow.
Well, let's see this.
I
Did he miss
seen
it
that.
open?
I just seen it across. Someone just put it across the box, innit?
Did he miss it completely?
Oh, 1 minute. I forgot.
Someone just wheeled it across the box. I just seen a ball just go across the box, like
Let's see this.
literally.
Can I? Right, 1 sec.
Obama who? Obama what? Obama. Yeah, don't worry. They can't see on
Yeah,
the
they
screen,
can't
so it's
see it.
fine. Let's have a look here. Is that Saka?
Yeah. Oh.
I was.
Oh my God! It looked even worse.
Let's see. I'm gonna have a look.
Oh,
crap,
the
screen
TV just
went off.
done us.
Yeah, 1 sec, Stro. It's been playing up. There we go. 1 sec, Stro. You're gonna have to wheel that back up. There we go. Yeah. Go on. Let's have a look at this.
Oh, that's
Yeah, you got to
dreadful.
hit the target.
Yeah, but that's not even what I was laughing at.
Let's have a look.
He's gone with the wrong foot.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
How did he do that?
That's
Hey,
bad.
I thought
you,
he hit the side net in.
You, man. That wasn't what I was laughing at.
Go on. What was you cracking,
This is
Joe?
what I was laughing at. Watch this. Yeah, this is Bruce's ball at its best.
Yeah, man.
Well, wait.
Oh my God, the keeper miss it? Did the keeper miss it? The keeper missed it, you know.
Wait, look. This is Bruce's ball at its finest.
This is why, in all seriousness, I say Arsenal fans, concentrate on your own thing. There's too many holes in your ship to be looking at my ship, bro.
Yeah.
You're looking at my yacht, yeah?
Yeah.
Saying your yacht engine ain't big enough, but you're in a wooden boat with holes in and sharks in the water. You're worrying about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? Worry about yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? You're going toe to toe with teams like this.
Yeah. And struggling.
And you're struggling.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as much as United were bad yesterday, you know what I mean? We've got too much for teams like that.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? If we lose against a team like that, we've slipped up. Same with all the other big teams. This is why I've said this for a long time now. I no longer consider Arsenal a big team.
Yeah,
I'll say it for the longest. I don't consider them a big team. You don't have enough big game players. In order to be a big team, you need big game players.
True.
You know what I'm saying? These man beat Fulham 3-0 at the start of the season.
I'm gassed up.
Gassed. Got partying and started making up dances and music videos. What's he done, fam? I know it's still early, but what has he done?
Yeah, Atletico Madrid have gone from strength to strength defensively without him. I said this, I was like, maybe Partey was the problem all along. But yeah, back onto Leicester, just going about their business, doing what Leicester do.
That kid as well. See, I said it. I think I said it a week or two ago, that James Justin. You see that banger he scored?
I didn't see the
banger. This kid, I'm sure this kid was at Luton or in a few years, but 2, 3, 4 years ago. Come on, man. You know, one thing I would say about the English, the EFL.
Yeah.
The EFL might be the best talent system at the moment in terms of, the full leagues going down. Yeah. I'm not too clued up on Serie A, B, C, D, whatever theirs is. You know what I'm saying? Or Liga 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? What everyone else has got. But I'm telling you now, the EFL's fire, fam.
If you can look and scout properly, you can get players from
like, look at the Championship, bro. I seen someone say the other day that the Championship's like easily top 5 to 7 leagues in the world, and I actually do think it is in terms of competitiveness.
Okay,
do you get what I'm saying?
Super competitive. Like
you don't matter where you are in that league. 18th could spank you, bro. You could be first. 18th could spank you 3-0.
Yeah, I mean it's not even that. If you look at it, so you got the top 2 get promoted automatically. The 4 below that go into the playoffs, but from like it's normally ends up from like 2nd to 11th. There's like 7-8 points.
Yeah, everyone's in it.
which is wild. And that's why you notice a lot of Premier League teams are now starting to send kids on loan there. Like we've sent Harvey Elliott on loan there. The kid's just turned 17.
Yeah.
In the 11 games that he's played, he's got 4 goals and 7 assists.
Yeah.
For
I was
Blackburn,
watching him and he was linking up with one of their players. I can't remember who it was. I was watching him the other day. I think United just sent out that Ethan Laird to MK Dons. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? It's because of how many games you play in such quick succession. It's like double training. Not, you know what I mean? It's like in the Premier, obviously, apart from this time of the year where it gets a bit busy and overloaded, you normally have your 1 match a week. In there, it could be 3 matches
play a
week.
lot of games. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a bit of a side note.
That's
but yeah,
cool.
that Justin, he's another good player. Leicester, I'll tell you one thing about Leicester. They're scouts. If you want to get anyone scouts, go get Leicester scouts, bro.
Oh, Wolves.
And I'd say even Leicester. I'd say even Leicester because you don't got to worry about no work permits. Man will find you the best man in England. You know what I'm saying? The best, youngest. You know what I'm saying? Cheapest. So when you really look at Brendan Rodgers and what he's having to work with,
And he's doing miracle. And the thing is, he's doing it back to back. Like on Match of the Day, they've shown where teams are in terms of points this season and the points after 18 games, and they're level again. So they're literally on course. He's doing it consistently without the talent of the other team. Their squad ain't better than Manchester United's, Manchester City's. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea's, who they're clear of. This is what I'm saying.
I think their squad on paper, bar Vardy, is about as good as a Wolves.
Yeah, probably. If you take out Vardy, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
But he's got them playing good. And this is why, again, not to bring it back to Manchester United, why I'm so critical. The fact that Brendan Rodgers, wherever he's gone, has got players playing good football. Don't matter if it's Leicester, doesn't matter if it's Liverpool, doesn't matter if it's Celtic, Swansea. You don't need quality ballers to play a good brand and successful brand of football.
He needs to be identified as a proper footballing man.
He is.
He has a footballing culture. He has a footballing brain. He definitely has a footballing brain. You don't get these players what he's getting and make them into better players. If you really deep it, he's done that everywhere he's gone.
Yeah,
he's got someone. Look at Sterling. Mm-hmm. He's literally everyone he's got. If he's got his arm around you, or he's got you for long enough, he does something with you. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So he deserves a lot of credit, to be honest. You know what? To be honest, if you really look at it, I think even Noureddin said it earlier when we was on with Saeed. Shout out all the man them.
Yeah, man. Make sure you subscribe to United Central.
Subscribe, ladies and gents. Yeah, he was saying that was the best footballing team. That one what they nearly won the league with under Rodgers. That was a better footballing team. I agree. It probably is. It is a better footballing team than the one that this Liverpool have. This one is more workmanlike. Yeah. He's more. I've always said it's German.
Yeah, Liverpool German efficiency.
Yeah, Liverpool are. You know what Liverpool are? They're like a 1990s German team, and that's not even
no disrespect. That's
no disrespect.
A funny analogy. Yeah.
That is literally what they are.
Yeah.
They are a 90s German team. Their efficiency is what gets them where they are, and clinical. You know what I mean? They're Beerhoff and them man there. There's no step overs, fam. There's no step overs, fam. It's straight back of the net. You know what I'm saying?
just ras it, basically.
Yeah, man.
Just lick the ball.
Yeah, lick the ball. Mehmet Scholl and them man there. There's no. Where's the step over?
I said Beerhoff, Jan Koller.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You know, everyone's just puff and just. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, back to Leicester. No, I need to stop me. Leicester ain't even getting a shine. I'm just going off on one.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, Leicester definitely. When you really look at what Rodgers is doing, I think if any big team's serious about himself, he's got to be a contender.
You give him another shot to see if he can do it at the top level, because that's the only question.
When I really look at him at Liverpool, did he do too much wrong?
I can't say he flopped, no, because that's too strong, but he just didn't get them over the line. That being said,
the title winning was his fault.
There you go. That's just one season. We've seen all managers.
That was just he made a mistake in the Chelsea game, and then he tried to make up for his mistake at Palace and got it horribly wrong. Apart from that, phenomenal job to take us from where we were.
Honestly, if Gerrard don't slip, yeah, it's a different ball game.
I love that Gerrard slip.
You know what I'm saying? No. But this is the mad thing was even with the Gerrard slip, all we needed was a point. and tactically you got it horribly wrong. Horribly wrong.
Yeah, but look who he was against at that time. If there's one match,
I know. But what I mean by it was his approach in the second half was just criminal. It was just
big up Salt in the building and that. Just had to big up the boss man and that. He's out here with that bucket hat. I need to get one of that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Right, the bucket hat and that. Get me? Get out here.
I'm gonna have to shoot off.
He's out here, but
yeah.
As we
say nothing,
oh,
bro.
Strong, you gone? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, big up, yeah. No
bless,
worries.
man. Stay on longer.
Every
Anyway,
time.
bless, bro. Yeah. I'll shout you up a bit.
Shout out to Stro. But yeah, back to all right. We'll move on to Everton, who again we spoke about City quietly going about their business. Everton are doing the same,
Everton are one of these, every time you see every time I watch it, I can see like Everton win, yeah. And you see with every other big team when they win, I look at the table after, or I look at the table, shortly after or whatever. Everton win, and I don't look at it, and then I look at the table and I go, yo!
Because you guys think, not only did they have a game in hand over everyone bar Manchester City, they are on 32 points. So they're literally 5 off the top with a game in hand. So if they win that, they're 3 points off the top.
This is what I'm saying.
But the reason why we're not taking, we still look at Everton as Everton. So that's why they can win.
Yeah.
And because it's Everton, we're like, it's only Everton.
You're not going to look at the top of the table because you're thinking it's Everton.
Everton. But because they have someone like Ancelotti who is that caliber of manager, this is why they're still there. The fact they are this close to the top of the table, even in a regular season, is crazy.
Yeah,
we spoke on Leicester and their squad. Everton's squad is not all that.
No.
Like you got James, yes, they've added Allen to the team, but they still got Pickford in goal. They still got Yerry Mina and Keane. Digne, who I rate, is still there. I'm saying.
Have you seen Digne's stats?
Yeah, go on. What's his stats? I rate Digne.
But I said this. Digne. I said this a while ago. Digne's crosses are more meaningful than a Robertson.
He's very good outlet. He's a very good outlet.
He's got the better assist.
He's a very good outlet.
You have to remember, like Digne's got pedigree. Man's apart from that Hernandez, who plays for Bayern, I think. Digne's Francis starting left back, bro.
He's a good left back.
No, deep what I said. Francis starting left back.
Yeah, we know how
the team.
You know how they've just producing players. What's their training ground called? La Fontaine.
Yeah. Clairefontaine.
Clairefontaine.
They've literally got that. What you call it? You see their what am I trying to say now? Yeah, their squad depth. Have you seen that? Have you seen that diagram? And
it's France.
It's like 7 squads.
Yeah, they got like 3 men for each position. Is ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why they're favourites for Euro 2021. And they should clear.
So when you say someone like Digne is their starting left back, and then Everton have got a player like him. When we talk about Rodriguez and we talk about Richarlison and his name should actually be in that conversation of that caliber of player.
I think so,
because that is actually what he is. But even if we're not seeing him like that, you see when these men see him in there. And they're like, when it's international break, you're going off with Mbappe and Pogba and Griezmann and Kante and do you get what I'm saying?
Quality ballers.
That's what. So some of these men will be looking at him like, yeah, you're there, you're that guy. You've got that pedigree. Do you get what I'm saying? See, he's got a certain pedigree to him. Let's not forget, he's come through at PSG. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not a small player. So when you're realizing these caliber of players, which he's slowly bringing together and stringing together. If he gets a right back equivalent to a Digne,
a centre back equivalent,
That's why
I said a centre back and another winger, like to go with it, another attacking outlet. And we know we can do it because he's got that black book
and he's got the P's. That's the one thing.
This is why they don't worry me so much this season. Not even next season. It's the season after. If you look at the small improvement 3 players have made, they added Decore, they added Allen, and they've added Rodriguez. And Rodriguez has been injured. And they've still been a form.
I mean, we're saying we're halfway through January and Everton could be 3 points off the top of the league.
Yeah. 2 actually.
2 points off the top. Yeah, because they'll get 3 points. Yeah.
If they get 3 points.
That's mad, bro.
Yeah. And they've won. They're one of the form teams. They've won 4 out of their last 5. City have won all 5. And then behind Manchester City, Everton are the form team in the league.
I'm telling you, I'd fancy Everton to get top 4 over Tottenham. I actually would.
Ooh, that's a great conversation.
I actually would. Because number 1, the manager, but number 2.
The reason why I wouldn't.
Do you know why I would? All right, I'll tell you why I would.
You sell that to me. Go on.
Because they're not over-reliant. Even though they have someone as fantastic as Calvert-Lewin, they're not actually over-reliant on him.
That's
Do you get what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
They're not over reliant on one player.
Mhm.
You've seen Rodriguez out for so long, arguably their best player. He's been out for about a month or so. You tell me if Kane or Son is out for a month or so and Tottenham still keep going like that. No, they don't.
You know what you're
Not having
saying?
it.
Yeah,
Not
I
having
get what you're saying. It's just
Not
that
having it.
Spurs might have more just to replace him with. So even if Kane's missing with your Son, you got Bergwijn, Bale.
It's not the
They
same.
might do. It's not the same.
It's a big
drop.
It's a big
You
drop.
got
off in quality.
Ndombele as well, though. Like, say for instance, Everton had an Ndombele, I'd be with you. I just think the lack of quality overall is what will cost Everton. But I think that lack of quality they have now,
I think
they'll have next season
What are we in now here? January 18th.
in January.
I could still see 18th. I could still see him picking up someone, even if it's a loan.
Possibly.
That's the thing. You see, over the next year or so, and I think I don't want to repeat myself, but I think I said this one in the last show. I think he's literally going to, he's going to be a big problem. Ancelotti, I can foresee it. I can feel it in my bones.
Because he's
now.
gone there for a project.
Yes,
and he's
he didn't
bought
have
into
to go
it.
there, bro. Innit? Like you said the other day, he didn't have to go there.
On the other show, he did. You're solidified.
Yeah,
Like
you're
you could,
30, innit? You know
you're
what I'm saying?
solidified. Like you could have retired before going to Everton, and you're in the Hall of Fame for managers.
Bro,
you're in there.
he could have literally just chilled until one of the top Serie A jobs come along.
Yeah.
And if, I don't know, say Juventus, all right, then like when Juventus just went and got Pirlo.
Yeah.
If Ancelotti sat at home, he gets that job.
Yeah.
You know,
You could have
sorry,
easily.
Hi, Carlo, boom, he gets that job. It's
Or
as simple
he
as
could
that.
wait for an international job like in Italy.
Yeah,
because
do you
he's
get
got
what I'm
that
saying?
pedigree and that caliber.
He out of all of the top teams in the world, he could have sat at home for 8 months and gone anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Across Europe. He could
Anywhere.
have went anywhere.
Anywhere. So this is why I'm trying to say, you see this guy, yeah? We really have to look at what he's doing, because at the moment, they're the informed team, and apart from them and Leicester, so yeah, they're the informed team, but if you look at them and Leicester, they've not got the quality of the others, but they're still in the mix.
Yeah.
That's why you've got to treat them very dangerous, you know, because how are you here? You shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't be here. But
You
the thing is
shouldn't be here.
that what makes it different with Ancelotti is we're talking about Rodgers. Does he have the pedigree for the top job? We know Ancelotti has the pedigree.
And that's why I think
We know he has the pedigree.
See-
Well, the players let him down, but we know he personally
here's
has the,
the thing.
pedigree.
I think he could even have them. He could have that Fergie effect. So like,
That's
like with
interesting.
with
That's
the
a thing.
Darren Fletchers.
Yes.
Like, man are playing out the skins and
like
John O'Shea's and you know what I'm saying?
Like Dominic Calvin-Lewandowski playing
Yes.
out of his skin.
Do you get where I'm
'Cause
coming
he's
from?
not like his goal scoring form is ridiculous. And I rate him, but he's not that.
He could, but this is what I mean. He's
Yeah.
making him that.
Yes, he's making.
Do you get what I'm saying?
He's
If
getting.
he does this now, next season, 3 seasons in a row, that's you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's no flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? And he could now, I don't know, he could solidify a Calvert-Lewin and turn his attention to someone else. But right, okay, you know. Because that's, you see, he's got one thing which I don't think, apart from Pep, I don't think any other manager in the league's got.
Go on.
He can grab a player and go, right, I'm going to do this with you.
Yeah.
Rodgers maybe.
Yeah.
Rodgers can do it to an extent.
But they can do it at the highest level.
He can do it with the best players.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm saying he could. Are you telling me he couldn't grab a before the end of the season? Are you telling me he can grab a Richarlison, have a chat with him, and Richarlison all of a sudden gets 10, 15 goals?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
It's like at the moment I've noticed when Thingy was out, Sigurdsson come back in.
Yeah.
Sigurdsson has looked like that Sigurdsson of a few years ago, that Swansea Sigurdsson type.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Iwobi's he's not scored. He scored, but he's getting assists now. So he's bringing. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like someone like Iwobi who's gone there, we know he's got something in him.
Yeah.
We know it's not regular enough. But now in his past 10 games, you're telling me Iwobi's got like 3-4 assists. You're bringing now some consistency. So if you're able to get the best out of an Iwobi, and you're able to get the best out of a Sigurdsson, and you're able to get the best out of even that other guy, what's it, the small Brazilian
Bernard.
Do you get what I mean? He's you know what he's doing? He's getting a lot of players who are not shoo-ins, but he's getting them to the point where they can come on the pitch and affect a game. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't need you to be world class if I can get you to come on and do that one thing I've practiced with you all week.
I get what you're saying.
Do you get where I'm coming?
You can do, like you said, the Fergie thing is a very, very good analogy.
That's what I think
like,
it
get
is.
the most out of your average players.
The most. And that's where I think he will be dangerous, because what he will do is he'll get the most out of them and then he'll build on it.
Yeah.
Then he will get in someone of quality.
Like a Rodriguez.
Yes,
like
do you get what I'm
Haaland.
saying? And then that's where your team goes to another level. Because then if next season he's still got Mina and Keane, but Mina and Keane have are
A
now.
Thiago Silva-esque player next to them, for example.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because we've seen how Zuma looks better next to Thiago Silva.
There you go. Do you get where I'm coming from? So he's only going to build now. And I think the rest of this season is now going to be like a template for next.
Yeah, you can
That's where I
see what
think
you
he's
can already
going.
see what he's building. This is why they worry me next season, especially the season after.
Yeah.
If they get the players, they have the manager, they have the finance to get the players they want. You can see he's getting it right. You can
And
see
he's
it,
done
that's
that
why
with
it's-
injuries. That's the thing
Yeah.
where like no one else who at the top, apart from Liverpool, has had injuries to their key players this season. No one really.
trying to think.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Everyone's had their players. So that's why I want to say he's doing something there which is really to be envied, but also to be worried about, because he's got everything. See the new school stuff. He's got that. He's got the
Yeah.
old school as well.
Yeah.
He's actually the complete package. There's certain things what Pep can't do, Ancelotti can. I don't believe there's much that Pep can do that Ancelotti can't.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Like if you give Ancelotti a top squad, we know what he does.
We know what he does.
because we can see what he's doing with an average to good squad. We'd say
Average. Yeah, no, I'd say that's an average squad.
yeah, he's an average
With
squad.
he's got an average squad with
2-3 standout
Yeah.
players.
2 or 3
I
sprinkles.
think 2 actually is Allen and Rodriguez are the 2 you look at.
Yeah.
No one else you look at and be like, I want him in my side.
No.
He's getting tunes out of
Could
him.
be all the rest you could look at like, yeah, he do a job on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Squad play.
But like when you're looking at the thingy, it's like, yeah, I can do so. You know what I'm saying? I do something with Rodriguez tomorrow.
Yeah.
I do something with Allen tomorrow. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's where I think he is.
Yeah, Ryan said it here. Imagine Ancelotti with this United squad.
Oh my God, you man don't know. You
But-
man don't want to imagine that.
But when I say, Ollie, we could be clear, I've said this. My dad was saying this to me. It made me laugh. He was like, go get Everton's manager. He's like, we've nicked one of them before. Go get this one. And I was like, you're spot on there, actually.
Get
We
the
did
good one.
Get the good one, innit?
I don't
Go
think he
take him.
goes though. I don't even think he'd come to us. I think he's that invested in what he's doing there.
You know what? As much as it pays me to admit, I think you're right.
I think he is.
But I don't think our board's smart enough to go
Because-
and throw money at it.
Otherwise, I don't think he goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gone because he's invested in it.
Yes.
I think he wants to make a club in his image. This is where I think
Yeah.
people are not realizing.
He's trying to build a dynasty.
Yes, you know when you say, I can say to you, Pep Barcelona,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I can say to you, Fergie United, you know what I mean.
Right.
you get what I'm saying?
He's trying to do that. He's
I
trying
can say
build
to
a
you,
dynasty.
Ancelotti, AC Milan,
I
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I think he's trying to say, Ancelotti, Everton. That's what I
Yeah.
think he's trying to do now.
I hear you because I'm looking at their next fixtures. So on after FA Cup weekend, they've got Leicester City at home, Newcastle at home, Leeds away, United away, Fulham at home, then the Merseyside derby. So that's their next 6. Is that 6 games? Wait, let me just count that up.
Yeah, say that
1,
again.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. Their next 6 games. So they have Leicester at home,
Yeah.
Newcastle at home, Leeds away, Manchester United away, Fulham at home, and then the Merseyside derby on the 20th of February. So that being said, if you're looking at that, he's probably looking at, all right, Leicester, they're around us, but if we beat them, having a game in hand over them as well,
Yeah.
that's morale boosting. But even a draw is not the worst result. Then Newcastle at home, they'll be looking to win that.
Yeah.
Leeds are in free for all at this minute in time.
Yeah.
So he's going to be trying to do them. United away, you'll probably look at like, all right, maybe I can go there and get a draw. Fulham at home, you're looking to win. And then the Merseyside derby is the Merseyside derby.
I
away.
think he goes for it in that derby. I
If-
think
if-
he
depending on
looks at the
Liverpool's
last
form.
derby. No, I think he looks at that last derby and goes, there weren't much in that.
Yeah.
There weren't much in that.
Because it was a draw, the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was
think
a
he
draw, the
looks at
last
that. You know, you had the bit of controversy in it, but I think
Yeah.
he looks at that and he goes, there was not much in that at all. And Liverpool haven't got their fans in their stadium this time round. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think all right, I'll put it to you like this. He will not go to Anfield and do what Ollie's just done.
You reckon it'll be a bit more offensive?
Yes. He will have more, he will have a game plan
Hmm.
to affect it. He will not go there and lose like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if he lost, there'll be something to it.
Mm.
There'll be something to the performance. Do you get what I'm saying? These are seasoned. These men are seasoned pros. You have to put some respect on him. There's no way you can tell me that Everton squad, if you don't know their manager
Yeah.
and I show you that squad, there's no way you tell me they deserve to be where they are.
Nah, not a chance.
Do you get what I'm
Not
saying?
a chance. No, not a chance. But moving on, because we spoke on them just then, because they're one of Everton's next 6 games. Leeds United, who I'm here just looking at, they've won They've lost 3 out of their last 5, but won the other 2. And I think that's what you're going to get with Leeds, but they had a disappointing result on the weekend. 1-0 at home to Brighton, a team they would expect to beat.
Did you see the goal?
A game where you expect it. I didn't see the goal. It was an absolute cracker.
Bro, you know what it was? It's not like a wonder strike or nothing. They absolutely balled them off the park.
Yeah.
Yo, they balled them off the park flawless. When you see that goal, you're going to be like, that's serious. Bro, you know when everyone's trying to do this pressing thing? Yo, they broke the press, the passing, everything. Seriously, like when I seen that, I said, you know what? That made me mad. Because I said, that's a team goal. And I don't see that from my team.
Oh, yeah, we don't score a team goal.
You know what? To be honest, it was a similar one to the one we did, actually.
Against Sheffield United?
Yes, but I'd say crisper.
Okay.
Crisp, more passes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a better press what they beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, you can see, I think they've got way too much now to go down.
Oh,
If
Leeds will get relegated. I don't think Leeds will get relegated.
No,
I think
Leeds,
they're just going to yo-yo.
I'm saying Brighton. I think Brighton.
Okay, let's
have
get
too
into this
much.
then. So who do you reckon? Because West Brom also won on the weekend.
See, this is what I mean. I think someone could get sucked in. Someone's going to get sucked
All right,
into
let me
there.
look at the table. Because at the moment, the bottom 3 is Sheffield United, who I think are gone. So
Yeah.
it's 2 spots. You got West Brom in 19th, Fulham, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle, who are currently 0-0. Wolves also, who haven't won in 5.
So who's literally just above it?
So
first
just
team?
above it, you got Brighton, Newcastle, Wolves, 16th, 15th, 14th.
Newcastle could be the one, you know.
Yeah,
As much as I say they've got like thingy, if you really look at it, like attacking wise, I can't see where a Newcastle goal is going to come from. If you get what I'm saying, like it's a lot of hope and pray.
Yeah, it's a lot of let's defend and get a set piece.
Yes. Whereas you can see that Leeds can attack.
Yeah, Leeds
can
won't get
score.
something.
So see what I'm trying to say is, when it comes down to, because I think this is going to be a close relegation battle. Yeah. So when it comes down to, them type of seasons where it's
last day of the season
or last 3 games, and you need that player. A player normally steps up in running a relegated team,
like a Jack Grealish.
Yeah, a Grealish or like a. Who was it a few years ago? I remember it was back in the day. What's my man Robert Earnshaw? Them man there. Man, just
Robbie Earnshaw.
Them man start scoring bangers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Start smashing them top bins and like going a run of 5 games scoring. So it's like, if I look at every other team, they've got that. Do Newcastle have that? I don't know. I can't see where a Newcastle.
Because you're looking at it here. I still reckon West Brom will make it out just because of the Big Sam factor. That being said,
they will.
Have they signed anybody yet?
He signed someone, Snodgrass, and I know
he signed Snodgrass.
Exactly.
That's smart.
That's an excellent signing for where they are in it.
Yes.
And when I seen it, and then when you see the last game, and then one, it's like, you know what Big Sam's about.
Yeah, you know what Big Sam.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it looked. You know what that looked like. That the team looked like.
Go on.
The team when they won the other day, it reminded me of his Bolton team.
Right. Go on, elaborate.
In terms of, when you had you've got those good attacking players, but the strong. They're going to be rigid. They're going to be it's the experience factor. He's looked at it there and he's gone, who can I bring in? Right, Snodgrass. You know what I'm saying? You can see he's identified that, and then he comes in the first match, Snodgrass, and they play totally different. Do you get what I mean?
That's why I think West Brom will make it out, simply because of the Big Sam factor. So, like I said, you got West Brom, you got Fulham, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle, Wolves. I don't believe will get sucked in, even though their form, like I said, is not good. Their form, they haven't won in 5. Newcastle haven't won in 5. Brighton, obviously, that's 1 win in 5 for them. Burnley have 2 wins in their last 5.
Burnley could go. Burnley could definitely go, because I don't think this isn't the Burnley. Burnley aren't Burnleying. You know what I'm saying?
Have they just been? Is it the end of the cycle?
Yes, they need to refresh.
We spoke on this, Is it because obviously Sean Dyche wasn't happy with the lack of investment? I think it was this summer, just gone. Well, this pre-season, I should say.
Don't you even remember the one when they got to? Was it last year when they got to Europa League? And he went straight out.
Yeah,
and he didn't buy him no one, did he?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of them. You have to really know. Sean Dyche has to look at it like, I know I know what it is with Sean Dyche.
Cool.
He's probably thinking, I like being a Prem manager. If he goes, he's not really going to get another Prem job, is he? He'll go to the Championship and have to bring someone back.
Yeah, that's more than likely, yes.
So he knows if he leaves there, he's going to have to do that. So he's probably going to just try and stay and
Stay in the league.
rough it out until.
I'm looking at it, I don't think Fulham will stay up. So to me, I
No.
think it's between Sheffield United, Fulham. One thing with Burnley though is they do have their better version of Newcastle in the sense of with Barnes and Wood. I think they will score goals
Barnes
at
and Wood
important
can do
moments.
something. Barnes
Yes.
and Wood can do something,
Yes.
but it's the fact that they're not at the moment.
They're not.
They could kick back in, like exactly what I said towards the end of the season.
Yes.
You could see Barnes and Wood scoring 3 goals in the last 5 games and
Yeah,
another one
to
getting
get them
4.
out.
Do you know what I mean? And it digs them out. You know what I mean?
Because they're tough, rugged, like
Do you know
they're
what it
made for a
is?
relegation battle.
You know that they've got like that Dwight McNeil kid who can swing in
Yeah,
across.
McNeil,
And you know they've got Barnes and Wood who can get on the end of crosses. Do you know what I mean?
Yo, big up Faris as well in the comments. He says, "My
Cheers.
guys, how you been doing? Hope you've been doing absolutely fantastically. Stay blessed. Just wanted to pass by and check up on you, man. Big up. Make sure if you're watching on the Pi Radio YouTube, you hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on the Facebook, share and like the video. If you're watching via the Pi Radio Twitter, retweet and like. Big up Andrew also in it. You know what I'm saying? Who says hello, everyone. Big up Faris who says smash the like as well. Much appreciated. Big up to
just
you.
a quick one in terms of Leeds.
Go on.
Yeah, they'll stay up, but you know what? You know
they'll
what
stay
Leeds are going to do in it.
Go on.
They'll stay up and they'll get absolutely wasted next season.
I could see that because they're not.
They'll get battered. Everyone will know.
They'll be the
But
Sheffield United of this season.
yes.
Let's hope so.
Unless, but because he's not Ancelotti, but in terms of he will have a black book as well. So if he gets his investment, he could do something next
Yeah.
season. Do you know what I mean?
All he needs to do is learn how to defend.
But that's the thing. You could give him Rio Ferdinand and Woodgate right now, bro. You know what I mean? Probably two of Leeds' best defenders in the past 30 years. He'd still do the same.
Yeah, he's still going to
and
do
get
the same.
scored on like that because he'd probably have him isolated every single.
Have him one-on-one.
Yeah, every match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bielsa,
So,
he's one person who dies by his sword. And
yeah.
Andrew says Sheffield United, Burnley, Arsenal hopefully go down in the Championship. I would love Arsenal to go down, but I don't think they do. Like I said, they're currently still
I
0-0.
honestly think this year someone's going to go down. We don't expect. Remember, like when Newcastle did it a few years
Who
back.
the thing is,
when
all of
Shearer was the manager.
all of them teams, if any of them went down, it wouldn't be a shock. I don't think. Maybe minus Burnley. Burnley are probably Brighton. I wouldn't say would be a shock.
No, do
Fulham.
you think Newcastle would be a shock?
No, because we know Newcastle were going to be fighting relegation.
Yeah.
So
But
that's why
think,
it wouldn't
you know
be
why
a
I'd
shock.
say it'd be a shock just because of how big the club is. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we know.
we know what.
But like I
they've been
said, I
about
could see them
recently,
drawing today, and if they draw today, obviously they would have played. I'm not sure if it's a game more or a game less, but they're still 8 points clear of the relegation zone. But Fulham do have a game in hand on them, and Burnley have a game in hand. They're on 16 points. So even if they win, they can't catch Newcastle. They'd just be a point behind. Brighton could be in trouble. I'm not going to lie. I think I said Sheffield United, West Brom. No, Sheffield United, Fulham, and Brighton were my picks to go down. Simply because
I think Brighton have a bit of
with Welbeck and Lallana, yes, they have attacking
and Moyes,
impetus.
I think he's a striker who should be like from 7th to about 13th, 14th. That's the type of
Well,
team
like
he
a
should
Crystal
play for.
Palace striker.
I'd
You are
say even a
13th.
bit higher. I'd say he could even go a Wolves or somewhere like that.
A Villa, a West Ham, a Southampton.
Yes, he'd do very well somewhere like that. Do you know what I mean? I think that type of quality will get them out. Also, I think, with the way Brighton actually play, when it comes to this is what I was going for. When it comes to them relegation 6-pointers,
Yeah.
I think Brighton get out of them. I think Brighton have too much quality against those type of
The
teams.
teams around him.
Yes. Do you get what I'm saying? I think if Brighton have a few last games and they've got to play a Newcastle and Burnley, I think they probably get 6 points or they get 4 points and it gets them out. Do you get what I mean? I can't see those other teams maybe doing that against the teams around them. I think if Newcastle go against the teams around them, they probably lose. Do you get what I mean? I think Burnley probably beat a Newcastle. Do you get what I'm saying? It's one of them. But saying that, it can all when it gets from like 13th to 20th, it's kind of like its own league. Everyone can kind of beat each
Yeah,
other.
because Crystal Palace are the ones in 13th. That being said, they're on 23 points. Wolves are 14th on 22 points. Newcastle, who are playing now, are on 20 points. Then you got Brighton in 16th and 17 points. Burnley just a point behind them. And then you got Fulham 4 points down on Burnley with 12 points, and then West Brom with 11, and Sheffield United with 5. So this is how I'm looking at it. Like, I believe it'll be Sheffield United, Fulham, and one over. I don't believe it'll be West Brom. Yeah, I'm still saying Brighton looking at that. Just because I reckon Newcastle have enough steel. Brighton, yes, they do have it. Welbeck if he stays fit. Lallana, if he stays fit, could be. But I know he's been injured already.
That's what I mean.
Lallana and Welbeck could be key in them staying up. Obviously, it's a great win for them this weekend against Leeds as well. I'm saying Brighton. That's what I'm saying. Brighton. I think I said this on a previous show. Anyway, Brighton, West Brom,
Brighton,
Sheffield United. Yeah, Brighton, Fulham, Sheffield United. So you're saying Sheffield United, Fulham, and who else? Burnley. Or you saying Newcastle?
I'm saying Newcastle.
You saying Newcastle? Okay.
You know why? Because just to that madness he's done tonight. But
hey, if they get a result tonight, it's a great point. I can see them getting. It's still 0-0 now, isn't it? I can see them getting a point.
I don't know.
Without question.
You know why they probably. Oh, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I'll leave it there. I don't even know with them type of
I can
teams.
see them getting a point. I can definitely see Newcastle getting a point tonight.
Because you know what? Because it's Arsenal, yeah. I think if they did that against any, you know what? I don't even think. See, this is where maybe Steve Bruce is trying to tell us what he thinks of Arsenal, because I don't think Steve Bruce does that against any other big team.
Yeah,
I don't think Steve Bruce tries to play United with those 3 men up front.
Nah, never.
I don't think he tries to play Chelsea. I don't even think he tries to play Everton or Leicester like that. I honestly don't think he does.
So I'm looking at it because Aston Villa. Newcastle's next games they've got. They're playing now. They got Aston Villa on the 23rd. Then they're at home to Leeds United, away to Everton, at home to Palace, at home to Southampton, away at Chelsea, away at United. So they got tough fixtures coming up.
Who's that for?
That's Newcastle. They got tough fixtures. Villa away, Leeds at home, Everton away, Palace at home, Southampton at home, Chelsea
they're going
away.
down.
They're could be in trouble. So their fixtures, they could be in trouble. Let's get Brighton's next few fixtures up. Looking at Brighton, so they've got, this is the Premier League, because obviously it's FA Cup this weekend. They got Fulham at home, which could be a key game for them.
Yeah,
they have to win that.
Key.
Tottenham at home, Liverpool away, Burnley away, Villa at home.
See, all right. Simply because they've just got Fulham and Burnley in that running.
Yeah.
And the other teams, you just said then, was
Newcastle.
a lot more harder teams.
Newcastle was.
That's why Brighton have a chance, stand more of a chance over this next period.
Yeah, over this next 5 is right. So I'm going to keep going through as well. Burnley's next few games. So Burnley have Liverpool away on the 21st. Then they've got Villa at home, Chelsea away, City at home, the Brighton game. Then they play Palace away, then West Brom at home. And then followed by Spurs away. So theirs is tough. Burnley's is very tough. So they've got Fulham. So they've got, not Fulham away, because that's the FA Cup. They've got Villa at home, tough game. Chelsea away. Manchester City at home. Brighton at home. Palace away. West Brom at home. Spurs away. And that's them finished for the end of February.
And who's that? What team was that again?
That's Burnley.
See, yeah,
that's tough.
I'd favour Brighton, you know.
That's
I think
tough.
Brighton have got the...
Depends, and I'm
just
going
because
through the
Brighton
fixtures.
have got the two, you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I think this is what I mean. It could literally come down. I think this might be one of those really interesting
And I'm looking, let me
final day getaways.
Let me have a look at West Brom's next few fixtures. So they got West Ham at home. West Ham away tomorrow.
See, I think that's a game they can win.
Definitely. West Ham away tomorrow, even though West Ham are playing well. Then they've got City at home. We know what they can do against City, and that was under, what's their previous manager? What's it? Bilic, yeah, Slaven Bilic. Then they got Fulham at home, Sheffield United away.
Oh, yeah, they're up.
Spurs at home, United at home, Burnley away, Brighton at home.
They're Brighton.
Yeah,
so they've literally got everyone around them.
They got Brighton. They've in the running. They got Burnley in the running. They got Sheffield United in the running. They got Fulham in the running.
Yeah. They're gone.
And in between that, also they got City, both Manchester clubs.
So literally, if you say
you can definitely get points out of them games.
4 6-pointers. Who's the man you want for 6-pointers, my guy?
Yeah, it's Big Sam.
4 6-pointers.
Big Sam. If they say they get a result, say even the draw against West Ham, okay. Then they got City at home, free hit. Fulham at home is like, all right, let's get free. They got Fulham and Sheffield United back to back.
2 6-pointers. That could literally get them out of the relegation zone.
Yes. And then you've got Spurs away. We know how Spurs have struggled, but that's a free hit. United at home, free hit. Then they've got Burnley away, and then Brighton after that, and then Newcastle at the top of March.
Got everyone.
They got everyone around them. So that's on them. That's
them.
Them.
That's why. All right, then that's why the fixture list has equipped them the best. So it's not necessarily like they're the best team down there, but the fixture list has given them the best chance to get somewhere. Because then
Facts.
what he can then do, you see, if he starts winning them 6-pointers, you know what Big Sam's very good at frustrating teams.
Yeah.
He will start, you know, like
The City game or the United
City
game.
game, United game, Tottenham game. One of
Yes.
them he'll get a draw.
Yeah.
One of them he will get a draw. Maybe even a win. Check that one out. Maybe. And it's a very small chance, but don't put it past him.
Don't put them past them winning at Spurs.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Frustrating them.
Yeah.
If Mourinho goes on like that and tries to, you can't do that against certain managers, you know. Don't go too defensive against someone like Allardyce. You can't out-defend someone who is naturally defensive week in, week out. Do you get what I'm
you're
saying?
saying. Yeah.
That's his game. Don't step into my game. You'd be better off trying to attack me with your Kane and Son. Do you get what I mean? Than laying back and sitting back. Because I seen the other day they had like the back three. But they played against Sheffield United and I was like, you know what? It's only Sheffield United, but it was shocking. It was Davis, Dyer, and that Rodon kid who they've just bought from Swansea. And I thought, you know what? Anyhow, he has to play that against any sort of bigger team. Like I think Brighton troubled that defense. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what Ben Davies. He's a left back. You know he plays left centre back every now and again, but he's
a left back.
He's
an
very,
attacking left back, if I remember correctly.
And he's quite small in stature as well. He's not a. For me, I know this new thing with the three at the back. You can get away with one of them being a bit small, but you couldn't do that against West Brom.
Yeah,
because you know what they will do.
You couldn't do that against a Newcastle.
Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's where if certain managers try and play against these type of teams in certain ways, you're going to come against big problems because
Andrew's saying here, Fulham will get out of it, in my opinion. Let me look at Fulham's fixtures before we leave the show and that. Salute to everyone who is locked in. Much appreciated. We are here every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. discussing all things Premier League on Pi Radio.
Just a quick one there on Andrew, where he says the last time Big Sam was an attacking coach was at Bolton. And I think that's because he had the attacking team.
Yes.
That, you know what? You see, I think every job he's had since Bolton, he's actually came in
to survive,
to help someone survive.
Yeah.
He's not had maybe apart from the Everton one where he messed up. Yeah. Where he got, did he mess that one up? Or was that when he went to England? I can't remember.
He might, he went to England, I think. I do believe so.
I think he went to England.
Which makes sense.
I think every other one he's had has been a rescue job.
Yeah.
Bolton's the only one he was able to make in his image.
Fulham's fixtures here. So Fulham play Brighton away. Then they got West Brom away, Leicester at home, West Ham at home, Everton away, Sheffield United at home, Palace away. And that's them till the end of February.
They've got more teams around them than the other ones.
Yeah, because they got Brighton. Yeah, they got Brighton around. They got Brighton. They've got West Brom. They've also got Sheffield United as well.
But you see, did you say they got Leicester?
Yeah, they've got Everton. They've got West Ham. They got Leicester. Yeah,
Everton and Leicester could batter them and just knock the absolute wind out of them. So it's
one thing he's got them on a roll in terms of not getting battered, not conceding a lot of goals. Fulham, and they've got a lot of draws as well. I think they drew 4 out of their last 5 or something like that. Yeah, because they drew against Spurs, drew at Southampton, drew against Newcastle, drew against Brighton, drew against Liverpool. So they've literally drawn 1, 2, 3, 4. They've drawn their last 5 games. So they haven't been getting battered. But hey, salute to everyone who's locked in. If you're watching this live right now on the Pi Radio YouTube or watching this back, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it and make sure you subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube and hit the notification bell when you do. If you're listening via the DAB radio or online, we appreciate you locking in. And we're here every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. on From a Third Eye View, discussing all things Premier League related. Thank you very much.